We're live.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to the 19th edition of the Home Theater Hub. Got my co-host, Mr. Ike. What's going on, sir?
Dude, it's been 19 weeks of us doing this stuff, man.
Yeah,
That
I
feels
had to
that
look at,
feels like
if you noticed, I looked down at my book just to make sure.
that feels
So
like forever, man. I can't believe I've been chit-chatting with you every week for
yeah, I
19
know
weeks.
you had to put up with me for that long, right? So
Well, I'm not putting up, but that's why I have something in my cup. But yeah, it's
be able to
it's good for
tolerate
week
me. I
19.
understand.
I'm
My
happy to
wife
be here,
drinks too,
man.
right?
It's good to be here for week 19, and I'm excited and looking forward to it. Um,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, um, what do you got going on over there in the Easy Tech Home Theater?
Not much, honestly. It's been a lazy week for me. I don't even think I turned on the projector or anything like that. But yes, I did get um you know, the 8K Revolution in for review.
Oh,
So
nice. So
that's something that I'm looking forward to. I haven't unboxed it, nothing. They came in on Sunday or Saturday, and it's been sitting right there beside me on the table. I've not even looked at it, but I'm hoping
understand
to get
because
to it
this
this
week
weekend.
is yeah, this week has been extremely busy for me too. I know we did the live unboxing of that R Evolution 8K,
Yep.
the Player One 8K last week on here. If you guys didn't see that, make sure you go back to episode 18 and check that out. Or you can just see the cutout that I did. I just basically took that and posted it on my channel, Horizon Home Theater. But yeah, no, we did that unboxing, and honestly, I've just been slammed at work. I've been wanting to do a review on this thing, so hopefully this weekend I can dive into that. I can get it all set up and start producing some kind of video on that. So that way we can get it out, and then we can have an on air comparison, right? Because you still got the 4K player one, right?
Yes, I have the 4K, so looking forward to doing comparisons to the 8K. So that's what I'm probably going to spend this weekend doing. I'm just going to start tomorrow, and I don't think I really need to do an unboxing. So I'm just going to do it because it's going to be the same process as the 4K, right? So I'm just going to
Right.
go straight into the comparisons, trying to see what that 8K is about. That
Yeah,
HDMI
so
2.1, I think that's the part I'm really excited about. Just that 2.1, see how it fits into my home theater setup. And then the upscaling, I really want to see. I'm going to try to compare the upscaling with the NVIDIA Shield, see if it's
yeah,
better, see if there's really any improvements. But yeah, happy to have it in the house.
yeah, definitely. Me too. And we definitely want to get Ralph on the channel too. That may, because he lives across the pond, that may have to be a pre-recorded show for us that we just, you know, plop on the channels and just put it out there for the audience. But we have been talking to Raphael from our Evolution about coming on the show, so hopefully
Yep.
we can get that arranged here in the next week or two, to where we can set up some time to 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 get his thoughts as far as the R Evolution products that are coming out and everything else. So
Yes. Yeah,
as
we'll,
as
we'll,
you
we'll
heard
talk
from
about that later in
yeah
the
yeah
show.
yeah as you heard from me, you know, it's been a busy week. So um, I think I've only had a chance to work in the theater maybe twice in the
Yeah.
past 3 weeks. So it's not been a whole lot of time, unfortunately.
So
Um,
are we pushing the date from 2025 now to
yeah,
2026?
no 26. I'm almost to the point to where I've been so busy that I actually had from one of my business. I had one of my employees. He's moving, so he moved up to Orlando. So I had to hire another employee
Oh
for
wow.
my one business that I have. So I've been training with that, doing a whole bunch of different stuff, and I'm almost to the point now to where, as much as I don't want to, I'm really considering hiring somebody just to come in and finish half the drywall for me, so I can at least get painted. And I mean, I'm like halfway there though. That's what aggravates me, is that I just can't even make time to finish half a room of drywall. The ceiling's done,
Yeah.
one full sidewall is done. All I have is a back wall that's not a whole lot, and one sidewall. So, but I mean, like I said, just can't find the time.
Yeah, I mean the drywall, that's the one place part that I thought you would have hired someone to come help you fix it, but you were out there playing superhero. Like, get somebody, man, get some help. And
Yeah, yeah. This was my project, right? So I wanted to do everything, as I mentioned before on several times. I wanted to do everything, but maybe carpet and electrical because I don't play around with electrical. So,
yeah, I
so
don't do that either, man.
when the homeowner's insurance inspector comes by and says, "Hey, where did this electrical wire come from, and why does your house burnt down from it?" Yeah, that was done by a licensed electrician, right? So, um, but yeah, so yeah, I'm considering it just because I'd like to try to at least play some movies by the end of April.
Yeah.
At least the decor may not be done, but I'd at least play some movies. What's going
Okay.
on, Chuck? Thanks for joining us in the chat.
Yeah,
Mike,
we got
appreciate you guys.
Michael, we
Rich,
got Giles, Rich,
yes,
the
yes,
big
Mr.
big
Giles
man
in the
C
house.
Big. Thank you guys for joining us and hopping on another week, man.
Yes, absolutely. We definitely appreciate everyone, all the support that we've been getting on the 20 shows that going to the 20th show next week, right? So 19 shows that we're doing right now, appreciating it. So speaking of shows,
Wait, hold on. I think Paul is in the green room. Let me grab him, get him in.
Paul
Looks like I
is
don't know what
sitting
he's doing.
backstage quietly.
He's been playing with his phone all evening. I don't know, going in and out. I don't know what he's up to. Can you hear us,
Can you
Paul?
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear
Oh,
you.
well, for some reason it's changed. Whenever I joined, it had a mute button over my picture, but not on where I control it. So I
Oh, wow.
thought there was something
Mm,
wrong. I've never seen
no.
that before. So I'm
There
like, what
was
the
an
heck is
update.
going
There
on?
was an update yesterday though to the app, but I didn't read the fine details. So,
Oh, I think
but
it
we can hear
keeps
you.
me muted until you bring me in, is what it
That's
does.
good. That's good. I don't
Yeah,
want you
yeah,
in the
but I was
background
sitting there
chuckling.
thinking I had I was like, what the heck is going on? Because it's done that to me before, and it was on my side, but it showed the mute on my control section as well. So I just thought, oh man, it must be messed up. Damn it.
Yeah,
What the heck?
you'll
So,
be
anyways,
fine.
lesson learned.
Oh
Mr. Paul,
boy.
what you got going on? What you sipping on over there? Got the big round ice ball in there. Look at that.
Not a sponsor, but Kansas City whiskey here, and
Okay.
it's pretty good. This is not bad. This is more of your Tennessee style, but they have a 15-year that's really good. Of course,
I
you pay for that.
pay out the nose for those years, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, exactly. So the latest thing that I've got is from Richard. He had, that 4-in-1 HDMI
Mhm.
splitter box.
Mhm.
I ordered one of those,
Oh, wow.
especially showed everybody and I have a use case for it, right? So at the volunteer that I do at STEM or science thing at school, um, we have kids that are using Oculus, and my buddy, the teacher, he wanted to be able to see what each of the students are doing on a screen, and they have these big, huge one screen things. So is what I said. Well, I got the perfect solution that I just learned from one of my hi-fi buddies. Shout out to Richard. Um, so just all he has to do is buy 4 Chromecast for like, $30 a piece, and then that splitter. And it went on sale for $50. So I was like, oh, that's sweet. So we tested it out the other day. I plugged in the Shield, and you plug it in and it worked right away. It literally had 4 different sections and HDMI 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't do high output. It doesn't do
Yeah.
HDR. It's literally just for a display. Like to me, I thought, oh, that would be cool to get like some cheap little uh, Android boxes and do multiple different things on like a poster board instead of just one gigantic thing.
Right.
Have 4 different things that one of them you can control or whatever it may be. But it's a pretty slick device. I mean,
So you
it's
didn't
not.
go for the 4K one. You went for the
No, I got the 4K one, but it doesn't. It's. I'll just say it's passing 4K, but the way that the engine inside of it is, it's definitely not HDR,
Okay.
and it does some weird aliasing. It looks like whenever it
I see.
sends it,
Yeah, I
so it
actually, I
does some.
actually do owe them a review for that because they sent me one of those for review, and I need to get that out
I
ASAP.
mean, it works for the
Yeah,
use case. It's perfect, and for the price, dude, shut up and just buy the damn thing.
yeah.
It's like,
Right.
It's no, once you have that use case, I believe it's really, like you said, if you want to do like the movie poster stuff, I think it's gonna be really perfect for that. You can
and
just use that.
there's a dip switch on it that changes the setting where you can do like one screen on the bottom wide and then three of them on the top, or vice versa, and then you can have one on the side and then three boxes on the right. So I mean, and of course it's four different HDMI inputs on it, but the fact that you could just easily display four different things. You could have the weather up all the time. You could have, your Plex or Kaleidoscape if it had a additional output, just showing there what's playing, like maybe the preview, like, if you need to go out and get more drink or something and you don't want to pause the movie or something, you can
Look at
still
you trying to
park.
be family friendly here. You mean teenage girls, milfs, and uh,
Okay, can we go ahead now and
Yeah, yeah.
introduce our
All
guests?
four of
I
my
have no
appropriate
idea what you
channels.
guys are
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
right.
about.
You don't miss it. And the coolest thing about it, especially if you're a sports person and you watch that on a giant screen, like if you have a 150-inch screen and you're just watching sports, it still does the 4K, right? But you could have four full-fledged, big screens instead of some of the hokey split screen stuff that you get, and you really
Yeah,
don't get a lot of that in
yeah. YouTube TV does
projectors.
something like that for you also. But the thing is that you can't. It kind of sets the pre-programming for you, so you
Yeah,
can
you
choose.
can choose what you want,
Yes,
right?
yes, which
Right,
is really nice. But again, if you don't care about certain games, you're just like, oh,
right.
what a waste, you know.
Well, let's bring our guests in.
Yep.
He's been waiting backstage patiently for us.
Yeah,
Let's.
well, you guys just talk crap. I don't understand, man. So yeah, let's go ahead. I think
I must have been on the sauce a little bit today too. So he's very he's
I'm trying.
talking.
I'm
I
trying not to
know,
stay
man. He's
till
getting
one
he's getting a
a.m.
little
Eastern
too
time.
comfortable.
What's going
19,
on, Jermaine?
ni-
How are you,
nine-
sir?
Oh,
19
I'm good.
weeks.
How
I'm
you guys
telling
doing?
you, man.
19 weeks. You're
Yeah,
fine. You're finally stopped being shy guy, right?
I know, right?
They broke you out
Okay.
of your shell.
So we got Jermaine on the show.
How you doing,
Thank you for
guys?
joining us today, man. And you have a really interesting setup. I got a preview of it yesterday, and Don did
Yeah.
not. So he probably doesn't know what to expect. I don't know. Do you have an idea what his home theater is like? Don't say
No,
anything if you
absolutely
do.
not. And to
Okay.
believe, and
He has
honestly,
some
I
he
like
has
it
some
that
cool
way.
gear. He has some really cool gear. But before we get into that, man, yeah,
Yeah.
tell us, man, how did you get into this home theater journey, man? Let's kind of walk through how you ended up where you are, what your first
Well, we
setup was
first saw
like, and things like that.
home theater in a box. Home theater in a box, 5.1 system.
Yep.
It's from what was it PC Richards at the time? Yeah, PC Richards.
What was the
And then
brand?
after, yeah, Sony.
Okay,
Yeah, it was
so
Yeah, Sony. Yeah,
five bookshelves and a subwoofer.
yeah. This big, the subwoofer. So and then after that, I went to Bose. Those little cube.
Little
I
cubes.
mean, I think those things are great.
Hey,
They play
don't
pretty
feel
loud.
bad. All of us got duped by those bows at one point in time.
Yeah.
I never owned one,
I
Oh
so
no.
wouldn't I wouldn't say duped. I mean, as much as people dog on them,
Nah, I'm just playing.
it
Yeah, hey,
it does some amazing things. And let's face it, 4 million billion whatever. It sold more speakers
Yeah,
than anyone else,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yep.
So,
And of course, those guys in the parking lot in the van. Hey, you want to buy some speakers?
Right.
I
Right.
was like, no, I think the Bose are pretty good.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
then I had that for a while, and then I bought a receiver. It was Marantz 70 no 7013
Yep.
with and Arundel, whatever how you pronounce those speakers.
That
So I had that. Yeah,
that was a huge jump. You went from Sonny's, Bose to
I went
Arundel's.
from my
yeah,
Bluetooth to, you know.
Yeah, you
yeah.
went you went straight from a Toyota to a Lamborghini, just like that.
And so now that
Yeah,
that
you skipped
system
a
is
level.
in my kids' their playroom. So they
Don't
have
don't tell us what you have now, because
no, yeah, I
I
want,
don't
yeah,
want.
no, yeah,
Yeah, don't tell
no,
us.
so,
I
yeah,
don't.
so far,
I
yeah,
want,
so far.
but I think it might be easy to guess now because you went from I don't know where else can you be
Yeah,
possibly going to after that, but I
I'll
yeah.
think
be
we have.
honest.
So that's what my kids, my 5-year and 6-year-old, that's what they have a Arendal system in their play area, in their TV area.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but then after that, yeah, I was like, hmm, what should I get? Come on,
Well,
Paul, take a guess
I'll
now.
get a tour of your theater because
Yeah.
a lot of times we come on here and I've seen theaters, or I've seen we did a backstage view, and I like to actually react to it, without seeing them. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
glad I didn't get on the preview yesterday. I didn't even I missed the email that Ike sent that you were going to be joining. So I reached out to him today and said, "Hey, do we have a guest today?" Because he told me that he was going to ask you. Um,
Hmm.
so, being that I don't know much about you and the audience don't know much about you, I know we talked about how you got started. Where are you at in the country, or out of the country?
In,
In
yeah, in New York, Staten Island.
Staten Island.
No, yeah, but I grew up in Queens. Then moved to
Okay.
Staten Island a couple years ago. Yeah.
So
So,
what made you talked about your gear, but what actually pushed you over the edge to say, "Hey, I need to
oh,
buy this theater in a box"?
uh, well, so with the Arendal now, reason I actually switched, we had was around Super Bowl party. I probably 15, and my wife is like, it's too loud, like it's hurting my ear. Everyone's looking at me, so I guess distortion. So I'm like, I like to watch movies maybe -10 or even at reference of time.
Okay.
She's like, yeah, she's like, do we have to use the speakers? Can't we just use the TV? I'm like, serious? And she's like, you're so they shaking the house. I could hear from outside the house. They're shaking. She'll go to the garage. I think we was watching King Kong, and she said my ornament in her window was shaking. I was like, good.
That means they're doing their job, babe. That's what that
Yeah,
means.
exactly. And it's a
What's going on,
suspended
Mr.
floor.
Chuck?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Thanks for joining the show,
Okay.
sir. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah, I've been out of it. I'm still out of it. Been sick for the last couple of weeks, but
Oh man.
I do want to make it down there and maybe help you out with that little bit of drywall you got.
Hey, I shucks. I could use all the help I can get. I thought about driving by Home Depot and just seeing if there's somebody out there looking for work.
If you know which one, it's usually the ones downtown. They're almost always there. And they do a better job than most than a lot of hired people, to
That
be
is true.
honest.
That is
Yeah.
true. Yeah, no, I'm thinking about taking a vacation the first week of April. I have to talk to my boss tomorrow, and so I got a new boss at work. So they switched territories and stuff. So just got to talk to him and see if I can take one early. If not, then I'll probably go through that hiring process to bring somebody in, get it mudded, and get it done a lot quicker than I can ever think of doing it. So, but I
Yeah,
definitely appreciate that offer, Chuck.
yeah. Maybe one of these weekends, I'll make it down there.
That's quite a hike for you.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
probably start out like 6 in the morning just to get there on the earlier side.
You come here and then you'll take a nap in the recliner.
yeah. Well, consider yourself lucky, Don, because Miguel is he's having his probably longest delay that he's had on his, because he's been waiting a week for one of the inspections,
Okay.
to
I
get
told I told you
re-inspected.
Don went and busted a few pipes at
Yeah,
Miguel's
yeah,
construction,
yeah.
man.
Somebody, I sent them up there.
They go,
So,
they go,
he's
they'll go
waiting on
find they'll
that. But
find
I
a
mean,
gas leak.
he was flying faster than even what we expected there for a
No,
while. I
Don,
was like,
Don called the
man.
inspection people and said, "Hey, let me slip you a few bucks to push that
Yeah,
back a little bit."
yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, oh man.
I think Miguel finally subscribed to my channel like today or yesterday. I was looking at YouTube at my emails, and I think he finally subscribed to
Oh,
my
oh,
channel after knowing him for 5 years. Thank you, Miguel.
I was
Hey,
wondering,
go
because we had a
Giants.
conversation. I said, subscribe to what you think is the worst audio channel. Maybe
Exactly.
that's where it came from. Yeah. Well, that's
Um,
good. That's good. I told him to come. He'll come on whenever he gets all his stuff done.
He even called you an audio channel, man. That's crazy, man. Like just took out one
Mm.
part of it and just. But it's all good. Let's go back to our guest, man.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, Jermaine,
Mm.
you mentioned that you had the Bose system, but
Yeah.
what 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 experience did you have that made you want to, say, okay, I need a home theater system at my house? That, when you had nothing, when
Yeah.
before the Bose,
Yeah.
before the home theater in the box, what was that actually that pushed
Okay.
you over the edge?
Okay. So, I mean, originally I'm from Jamaica, so so we used to go to movies. So every Friday night they used to show like kung fu movies. So we used to always go, and the system they used to use, the speakers were like for for parties. Those big giant speakers, and they were just huge. And I always remember loving that. You hear Bruce Lee hit someone, it's like, it's so loud, your eardrums, your heart. So I just always wanted, and the Bose didn't do that.
Right,
It
right.
sure didn't do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so then I started. I was like, let's see. First it was a living room setup, but then my wife was like, this is just too much. Can you bring it downstairs? So I have a shared basement, which I use. I came set up one theater chair, single man theater. So my kids come, once in a while to come here to watch Coco Melon.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you know it, Don. Coco Melon.
I'm all
Trust
over
Oh yeah.
me, Coco
with a
Melon
4-year-old.
sounds great than any freaking home theater, man.
Uh,
Can't believe I just said that, but yes, that
yeah. So, and my daughter, she's 4. She knows how to operate everything. She comes down here, and sometimes she'll put movies on, and even with the subs, she starts running. I'm like, but you turn it up. She's it's too loud. It's too loud. So that's just great. And she's always like,
Yeah, I
Godzilla,
think
Godzilla.
I was watching a TikTok the other day, and they were showing like the highest paid YouTube channels, and I thought it would be like Mr. Beast, but
Mhm.
actually it's Coco Melon is the
Oh yeah,
number one
one.
YouTube channel, and I'm talking about they get like hundreds of millions of dollars a year from this channel. So they
yeah. I think my family we probably donated 1.5 million views to that
yeah.
channel. Like three girls, Coco Melon. It's like one time I was at work and I was typing and I was just singing Coco Melon working, and two of my teammates were standing right behind me, just looking at me. And everybody was just chuckling, and I was just gone, just doing my work and just singing Coco Melon. Like
Yep. The favorite song,
they
Daddy
got me,
Finger.
man. Exactly, they got
Daddy.
me. So
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what most of the time my kids use their home theater or their play area to watch, YouTube or their show.
Okay.
Disney,
go.
Disney Plus. So, but yeah, that's about it really. So I'll decide to invest, into some more speakers for my own personal space.
Right.
And that's about it. And and the TV. I don't have a projector. I I owned one briefly at Epson for maybe 20 days. I brought it back. I was like, I think I want an OLED instead.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that new G4 that's coming out.
oh yeah,
The
I just
the
have to find a reason to tell my wife to put the
I think I
the
saw.
TV.
Is it out yet? I thought I saw a review
Yeah,
No,
from.
it's
so
not
it's
out.
I
It's
think
not
with
out to the
that,
public yet.
Yeah,
and
because I think I saw a review where someone was saying that they were not that impressed. And like, speak for yourself.
yeah.
But
So the one I want is the 85, 83 or 85. It's
83. Yeah,
above, yeah.
83.
So
83 inches.
I have a 75 now, and I want just a little bit bigger picture. But I would have bought it last year, but they didn't use the MLA technology
MLA.
MLA
Yeah.
Tech,
on
yeah.
the bigger one. They had it on the 75
Mhm.
or 77, but they didn't have it on the bigger model. So this year they actually implemented that. So I'm gonna go ahead and cop that once it comes out. So
Like, you want to use that for your living room setup or your
yep,
bedroom? Oh,
my
okay,
live.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see. It's kind of hard. Like, so right now, what I have, my TV is the 890J, 83
oh,
inch.
the Sony.
Yeah, the
Yep.
Sony. So it's like, and in my living room, I have a G3, 83 inch. So I don't know what to tell my wife now if I want the G4. And that's the thing about big TVs, where can, you can't just stash them anywhere.
Yeah, you got to
So
sell one of those.
yeah, I mean, if I could sell it, I would.
Yeah,
But
sure you could
or
get rid of.
give it away, give it to a family member. But
Yeah.
I try to. They're like, "Oh, it's too big. Where I'm gonna put this?" So
I
I'm
mean,
like,
the
"It's an
the
OLED."
size the size is about the same thing. She would not notice a hot swap. Trust me.
Yeah, the
I
Just
trick
would have
is
to,
selling it.
do
yeah,
it when she's not home.
not
You
home. Yeah,
selling it.
exactly. But the thing
Yeah,
is,
the
a
trick
TV
is
that
selling
big.
it for a price that people
Once you see that bank account drain, she's going
jump.
to notice that though.
Yeah,
You have
she'll know.
the secret funds, the secret funds
Dude,
stashed.
even when you
I know
swipe
about
that,
those.
even when you swipe
Yeah,
that
yeah.
secret funds, that amount will send some type of signal to her. She would just be sitting somewhere and be like, something just
The
happened.
money sign will be in the air. That
Yeah, no,
No,
she's pretty
you
savvy,
can't
so
see
she's
the
like,
secret
the
funds.
TV
They have
looks
no
different.
trace.
Yeah, she's like, why does the TV look different? And she probably, let me check the model number.
I know, right? It's the remote. The
Yeah,
remote will probably give you away if it's
Yeah,
different.
that too.
It's like, why is this a
it's
silver
always better
remote?
to ask forgiveness.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
always better to ask for forgiveness.
That is true. That is
yeah,
true.
and I was, I don't ever put to a basic with my home theater, going that for anything. Everything, extra side jobs or, someone asks me to do them, like, hey, can you help me, whatever, help me study for a test? I was like, okay.
Very
So,
good. Very good.
but, oh man.
So Chuck, what you got new going on over there?
New. I mean, I put up some more acoustical panels,
Oh, nice.
and I did a lot of my disc to digital transfers
Oh,
as far as
nice.
just getting them on the Kscape system.
Okay.
But every time I look at what I'm going to buy, I go, let me just hold off. But long as it's cataloged, I'm okay. I'm just going to wait for sales to come up.
Right,
Yeah,
right. The
yeah.
man with what, $1,100 in movie credits because you hit that promotion just perfect.
Yep. I probably
That's
Oh
spent
yeah.
about 600 of that already.
oh
Oh,
wow.
nice.
What are you
Yeah.
watching? That's
Just
good.
Well,
buy new, just buy new
what I did
movies.
was I moved like 300 videos to disc to digital, and a bunch of them are $4.92. So
Right.
I was on a $4.92 kick buying this, just putting them on the Kscape, just to have them there. And then one day I just happened to look to see, well, how much did I actually spend, because they got a little billing section. And when I saw I spent 600 already, I was like, "Holy cow!" I
That's how
couldn't
they get you,
believe
man. That
how fast
92
that four
cents.
dollars and 92
That
cents add up.
That
that
92,
buy button
that
adds
point
up
That's
quick.
92 cents.
122 movies. I had to do the math on that. that's that's
Yeah.
122 movies
Like,
that you're
Yeah,
selling.
Chuck,
yeah.
were you sick or were you on a K-scape vacation? Like, you got it's kind of hard to.
I'm constantly looking at that website, and you're just scrolling
Yeah,
through what's come
Man.
out, and I keep
yeah.
certain movies instead of me just turning on the Sapedi, you know, I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me just bring that over to Kscape.
So,
The,
so
the,
give
the
me
Zapata
a
won't cost
comparison.
you $4.92 though.
Now that you've had this for a
Yeah.
month, now that you've had the Kaleidoscape for a month, and I'll I'll drink to that in a second. But now that you had it for a month, was it worth your purchase?
I believe so, And it's funny, I give you a joke. I was on Joe and Tell one day. I came on there and I said, you know what? Maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever, but I had my neighbor over and we try. I tried to turn on a movie. For some reason, I was having some kind of difficulty. I didn't even want to mess with it. I just went straight to Sapedi and watched the movie he wanted to see. And but later the next day, I went back and watched the same movie on because I got it because I had to see why it wouldn't come on, and the next day it just came right on. And so I'm starting to watch it, and I'm thinking, "Holy cow, this sounds better than the Sapedi version." So I went on Joe and Tell saying, maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. Maybe in my head I'm trying to justify the purchase, but it sounds better to me. And
Right.
of course they're all laughing and stuff. But it was just that one instance with that. I can't even remember what the movie was, but I was thinking, hey, you know what? I think I am getting, I don't know if it was a little more output or what it was, but something seemed a little more dynamic to me. And I was like, okay, but I am enjoying it. And
That's
I
great.
like the fact that I was a big Best Buy guy. I'm always going there buying new movies, new movies, new movies. Now, especially Best Buys, they claim they're not selling anymore, even though I have gone in there and they still got them. But it's not that big rush. Every Tuesday, I'm trying to figure out what's new, what's new.
Right.
I'm not even thinking about Best Buy anymore. You know.
They send you an email. They
Poor
send
Best
you an
Buy.
email with everything that comes out, and you just pull it up on the app, and it's right there. Shows you exactly what's new, what's on the deals. So yeah, and then you can even pull your disc to digital in there. One thing that I was exploring the other day with the Kaleidoscape is that the remote on the app. I don't know if you've tried that yet or not, but you can
Yeah.
actually use your phone as the remote on the app. I was just messing around with that and seeing how responsive it was, and it was super responsive. There was no delay whatsoever. I just have for that particular unit. I know it's all hooked to Wi-Fi, but that particular unit was hooked to my Comcast. It wasn't even hooked to my faster ISP that I have,
Yeah.
and I mean it was just seamless. I was going through movies, going through special scenes, going through just every time I clicked it, it was responding. So I was very surprised at how that app reacts
Yeah.
using remote function on there too.
Yeah, I have used that. One thing it was a question I had in putting my movies disc to digital. That's when you start to realize, because in the beginning, every time you bought a disc, you got the 4K and the Blu-ray.
Yep.
But some of my movies, you know, only have 4K. There is no Blu-ray. They get a digital code.
Right.
And I was wondering, is there any way to transfer that digital code to Kscape so that you can buy it for the reduced price?
Currently, not that I know of. I
Okay.
don't. I don't. I know there was talks of or people wishing, not talks from Kscape, but people wishing that you can import from movies anywhere, or you can use those codes if you purchased. The only way that I know of right now is doing exactly like you're doing. You just scan it. You put it in the drive, and then you scan it in.
Yeah.
I'm sure when Paul buys it, he's gonna figure it out. So
Eh, But are you able to scan the
you
4K
guys will just have
disc
to wait.
also?
So no, what
Yeah,
you do is you scan
they
the blue.
won't take the 4K discs as
Oh, it won't
far as
take the
the
4. Okay,
program.
I know. Yeah, okay, it won't take the 4K. That kind of
Yeah.
sucks.
They only do DVD and Blu-ray
Yeah,
as
Okay.
far as the
Okay.
transferring.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
I need to
that's
figure
something.
out. Yeah, because I have a couple discs that are like that as well. Only the digital code in 4K.
Yeah.
Like for instance, there's a couple movies.
right,
Yeah.
right,
My Top Gun or Top Maverick or whatever it's called, that's just a 4K. And I got a couple of what do you call those? Like box sets where you get all four movies or five
Yeah.
movies. Game of
Uh huh.
Thrones, that's strictly 4K. A couple of those type sets. And I was Indiana Jones is a 4K set. Now it's like, oh man, I can't. So now I'm
Can't
thinking
redeem
about they
them.
got places. There's a place here called Bananas or something like that, and they buy all your old stuff. So I go in there sometimes because you can get old movies for a couple of dollars, and I thought about going in there to see if they have some of those movies,
Yeah, some
But
of
Yeah,
the
you get them
movies that you
cheaper
can.
price.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. So then that way you could do the transfer.
Right.
yeah.
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 But I would
Yeah.
have to see what their regular price is, and like, because you never know when it goes just to digital, what the discount's
The
going to be.
discount is gonna be so
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
sometimes it's $4 and change, sometimes it's $8 and change, sometimes it's 13.
Yeah,
So I don't
Disney
want to
don't like to
spend
come off that money. I
five,
can tell
six
you that
dollars
now.
on a movie, and then they're only going to give me, they're going to charge me, $13. Now I got to look
Yeah.
at, well, how much is it if I just bought it outright? If it's going to be $20, it's like, I'll just buy it,
Yeah,
as opposed
Disney's
to,
one of those studios that don't like to come off the money. If it's like $29.99, they'll drop it to like $27.99 or
yeah, Disney.
something like that. Yeah,
All of the Marvel movies, they
yeah.
don't discount those.
Mm-mm.
They're still like $20, $21.
Those
They
movies
discount
haven't
it
been good
from
in the last couple of
from the
years, so
original
I don't
price.
even
They
know.
might want to charge, but
Well,
after
it's
you
still
put this
still cheaper than
digital,
Best Buy.
Yeah,
oh
that's
yeah,
true.
Yeah,
still cheaper
it's
than
cheaper
Best
than
Buy.
Best Buy. That I
Yeah,
agree
So
Yeah,
with.
how's your
but
download
yeah.
time with those now? Did you get the internet working and ironed out? I know you were having a little
yeah,
issue.
yep. I range in that 8 to 11 minute range for most everything.
I
So they
can't
download pretty
even rip
fast.
a 4K disc that fast.
So the moral of the story is Kaleidoscape fixed your internet because you didn't know you had an issue.
Yeah,
You didn't even know you had an issue until we were like, no, wait, dude, I send movies at 8 minutes.
yeah.
Like,
It was taking me
you,
like an
Did you get
hour and 59 minutes,
yeah.
an hour and 46 minutes to
did
download a
you get
movie.
the
And I'm like,
newer
wait a minute,
new
huh?
K-scape? Did you get the newer
Yeah,
K-scape?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
because
Yeah, you got
my
the big
internet
ones.
had, like my wiring or something, I wasn't getting the
Okay.
full bandwidth that I should be getting. I should be getting
Oh,
one
okay.
gig, and I was probably getting 200 or
Do you have the
something that
K-Scape
just wasn't working.
hardwired or is it Wi-Fi?
It's wired.
Oh,
It was
okay.
all
That's
wired.
why. Yeah, I
Okay.
think it has to be wired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I had some kind of, how you have switches. I had
Yeah.
my main line going to my family room, and then a switch over there, and then from the family room
Yeah.
into my theater room, and then some other, HDMI cords. So just constantly switching them, trying to narrow it down. I kind of accidentally found which one it was. I didn't even know I found it until I started changing stuff. And then I happened to look again. I'm like, okay, it's working now. I got my full
Right.
signal. So I'm not even sure which one it was because I had changed like two or three of them at one time,
Yeah.
and one of them was the right one.
Yeah.
But
Hey, the good news is that you got it working. You got it downloading at a good rate. And like I said, I mean, I can't even rip a 4K at 8 minutes right now. It takes me almost 40 to 45 minutes to rip through Make MKV, backing up the movies that I'm purchasing. It takes 40 to 45 minutes most of the time. So,
yeah,
and that's
but
just
I am enjoying it though. That's
you
for
know,
sure.
yeah,
It's
that's just
good. You
yep.
just need to get them out VR next, then you can
Uh, no, my next big purchase would
and then the
probably
train
be
of
like a Control 4 or something like that. You
Yeah.
know,
yeah, home
I don't know
automation.
when I'll do it,
The
but I got
automation
too
is
many
good.
remotes right now. Either
Yeah.
that or I gotta buy some. I have a old, what do you call that? The remote Harmony.
Yeah,
Mm.
But when I tore my room down, I must have lost all of those little sensors.
I got mine
And
sitting right here.
yeah, so my Harmony's not working because I don't have any sensors hooked up onto my equipment.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm just using about six remotes.
Yeah,
Turn
Yeah,
this
I
on,
think
You
you
could
turn
can buy
that on.
try get
sensors.
an Apple phone and
you
just
could get
use
you could
HomeKit.
find yeah you can find
HomeKit
Harmony on
Apple.
eBay,
That's
man,
it.
for really cheap.
Find what?
You can find the Harmony remote on eBay
Oh, yeah, I
for
still have
really
the
cheap.
remote and the hub and everything. I just need those
Just the
The, those
wires.
sensors.
sensors, right? I'm
Yeah,
sure you. I'm
yeah.
sure you can find a replacement sensor on Amazon.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think there's anything too special about those particular
yeah. I know.
the
I just
sensor
know
it
if I do
has.
find it, I'm not gonna get the control for. So that's
Yeah,
my reasoning. Like, my wife gonna ask, "Well, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "You see all these remotes?"
Right. And she'll be happy too, because then she can come in there, press watch Kaleidoscape, and boom, she
Yep.
can run the theater herself.
Well, and plus,
Yeah.
you can do other additional features if you do that, like your
Yep.
auto mask and stuff like that can work with your Kscape. So that'll be nice. Where you're, unless you hire someone to code, you're not going to get that with your
Right.
Logitech by default.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice.
Yeah, I saw
yeah,
that there's I know they had that YO remote that they had the Kickstarter for. They renamed it something else, and I can't think about it. But somebody just did a review on that not a couple days ago, and they said once they figured it out, it actually started working pretty good, to where they weren't using IR, but they
yeah.
were actually using it through the Wi-Fi, to where it's like the RS-232 and stuff like that. So the through the Ethernet ports and stuff like that that goes to your equipment. But they were
Is that the
claiming that
same
it
as the Sofa
works.
Baton?
Yeah, no, it's not the sofa baton. It's something else that
Oh,
I
okay.
know Michael talked about the YO remote before, but
Yeah, I heard of
then
it.
they actually changed the
The
name.
name. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but isn't it like $2,000 for that remote or $1,000?
I'm not sure of the price. To be honest with you,
Oh,
I'm not.
that's
I don't
expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
remember which
Yeah,
one.
I'm not paying for any. The way my 2-year-old treats all the remotes in my house, I am not paying for any expensive remote.
You gonna have drool in it, teeth marks.
Dude, dude, I'm not
Yeah.
paying for any really expensive. I really want to try the sofa baton. They have a new one that just came out right about a week or two ago. I think I'll give that one a try. See, and it's relatively cheap. It's under two
Yeah,
hundred
I heard a good
dollars.
review on that too, the new one.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
haven't watched any of the reviews yet, but for under $200, yeah, that's fine. It's
Yeah.
you know, if nobody can replicate the Harmony remote by now, then something is really really wrong.
Yeah, they say that new one is a lot closer to the Sofa, I mean, to the Harmony, that new Sofa Baton. I forgot. I don't know if it was Shane Lee. I'm not sure who did it, but somebody did a review on it.
well, that Roomy app that we had one of our guests.
Roomy EQ.
Oh, so Eric said the name is Unfolded Circle. Wait
There
a
it is.
minute.
That's correct.
Why would I want my remote to be called Unfolded Circle?
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't remember what it was, but they said the reviewer said, and I'm looking for it now so that I can try to figure out who it was, to give them credit for their review here. But they said that once they got into it and they figured out to use, it was AV Nirvana, that one of the people that work for AV Nirvana. So go over their channel and check them out, and check out that the Unfolded Circle Remote 2. It's actually an upgraded version of their first one. And I mean, it honestly, I don't I don't know if I have the box here. Yeah, I do. Hold on. Honestly, it looks just like this Neo remote almost for the Control 4. And I know this is one of the older uh, touch remote for Control 4. They have a new one that's out now, but yeah, I mean, it literally looks almost like that. So, um, but yeah, go over to AV Nirvana and check that out if you haven't seen that video already. I thought it was a very well done video on that remote. So,
Nice.
what are you guys using for remote, Jermaine? Do you have any control systems or anything like
Mm,
that?
Apple
Apple.
HomeKit plus
The
my
home kit, right?
yeah, works with everything. So
Okay.
yeah.
It's called Apple HomeKit.
and Apple, yeah, yeah. And I have a the HomePod. It has it links everything. It's like a what's it called? Th- was it Thread or something like that? But it links everything. I could use for my cameras in my house, my TV, even my game system, whatever, you
But
know.
do you have a whole Apple ecosystem in your house, like
Yes,
all your
yeah, basic,
computers?
yeah, and yeah. All you need is just the little speakers like this big, like a round speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just hook your TV, yeah, program everything. Your TV is simple. All my TVs work with it. I could just say the lady name, turn this on, blah blah blah, turns it on. If you want upstairs TV, basement, living room, kids room, even the
Wow.
lights, it works with.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
See, I
even before
never
I get
bought
home at
into
night, you can
Apple
turn
yet,
my
though.
lights on from my cell phone. So
Yeah, I didn't
Nice.
know Apple had their own HomeKit.
Yeah.
Well, it's always
yeah,
been HomeKit. They've always
it's
been
always been
in.
HomeKit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
People don't really. Yeah, you can literally just anything that says HomeKit on it. It natively works with.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
So
So
I used to have
yeah.
power switches and stuff when in my gym because I would start working out and then I would be like, crap, I forgot to turn the damn fan on. So as I'm running on the treadmill or something, I'd say, hey, turn the fan on. But
Yeah.
See, I
I
personally
would,
don't have any Apple products. My wife does, but I'm still Google
What
and
yeah.
thing? I just
If you don't have an iPhone, it would kind of defeat
no.
the purpose.
Mm.
yeah, it looks like this thing supports a bunch of different stuff. So you got
Well,
Philips, you got
I gotta plug up my computer before it turns off.
What's that? HomeKit?
yeah,
Or your yeah, HomeKit's its own like
it's an
little
Apple.
proprietary language, right? You would
Yeah.
if you want to see what all's HomeKit, you look up HomeKit compatible or HomeKit devices. But yeah,
Yeah, it works
Right.
with a lot of things. Your lights,
yeah, thermostat, yeah, like right there.
thermostat.
Oh, look at that! You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
even
yeah.
moves.
Garden hose, everything.
Yep.
It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy for your soaker system for your lawn.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. There's all kinds
Yeah,
of yep. Those are
I
the
didn't know that they
switches
had.
that.
I
Yep.
thought HomeKit was I thought cause I'm not into the automation. I'll be honest with you. I'm the furthest thing from setting up anything with automation. So the most automated I have is I have like a lock, like one of these Yale locks, and
Yep.
I control it with the individual app. Though I don't go through just one app. I and then I have a Nest thermostat that I can control. But like I said, I go directly into that app. You know, I don't go to like one universal app and control it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the
you
I
same
have
thing. I'm not
50
big on
apps.
home automation.
Yeah, some of the things that's nice about HomeKit is, at least on the Apple, is you don't even have to open an app. It's one of the built-in features, so you can slide down, and if you have some, like a lock that you would use on HomeKit, it would literally be a button that you would just slide down and hit unlock, lock or unlock.
Yep.
It would be one button, and it just works.
What are
But
you
again,
guys in the chat using? What do you what type of automation system in the chat are you guys using?
Man,
Let us know.
I think Eric has the best home automation that I've seen, man. He uses
oh
Home
yeah,
Assistant, but that stuff, I mean, he's put in a lot of work for it, man. It's
yeah, you could
I
do the same thing with HomeKit, but he has
yeah,
it. He did all the work in their whatever that roomy remote or whatever it was. The what was that? The
Yeah.
room.
yeah.
Yeah, that was.
It's an
Yeah.
amazing. Like
Yeah, he did.
I like the way it flows. Like once he pauses the
Yeah,
movie, the lights come on and dims and all
he
that kind of
did
stuff.
a lot of extra work on that, and yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing. And that's what you would get with your Control 4 or Crestron is someone else would do that for you because
yeah.
there's training on that. There's not training for the DIY stuff. You just kind of have to know it and figure it out. So,
I think when you have somebody come and set that up, you almost have to have a list of stuff to tell the guy, like, I want to do this, I want to do that,
And do
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
because they're
think
going to come in, hook it up, and give you the basics.
once they connect to your Wi-Fi, right? If you have most of those things already connected to your network,
Hmm.
you know, it's capable of just scanning through your network and showing what is
Yeah,
on there,
using
and
using
then
HomeKit. Yeah,
yeah,
using
then
HomeKit
they
you could,
can,
but Control 4, don't you have to
they
pay
can
for
integrate
each
it.
install?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
that's what I
not doing
mean.
any
You
control for.
want to know everything up front. So when he come out that first time, you can say, I
Yeah,
want a
Do
button to do this. I
everything.
want a
Yeah.
button to do that. I
yeah,
want a
but
button. To me, you gotta know exactly what you want up front.
yeah, but
Because he'll
what if you
come
don't
in
have
and get
everything?
it working, and then you'll realize, oh man, I know I can make it do this. I should have asked him to program that.
Now it has to charge you.
Yeah,
With HomeKit, you add it yourself, and you just got the Kscape. If you did, you had to come back out to add that. So
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Actually, they
have.
don't even come out. They do everything over they
yeah,
just go
but
into the system.
but with Control 4, they have to come in or at least go into your system to do it for you
No,
for
I
the
think they
price.
do that the first time. After that, they have control of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they can remote it. I think. I
They
think so.
remote
but
it
it's
and
still a price, right?
Yeah, well, so
yeah,
Control 4 has got it to where I think they've made an adjustment to where the end user can do very light
modifications.
upgrades,
Modification.
Modification.
modifications. Sorry, I couldn't spit it out. Yeah, very light modifications. But if you're adding equipment and if you're doing something else, I think they've got it to a point to where you can, change the sequence of something yourself. You know what I mean? Turn this on, turn that off, turn this on. But as far as adding a whole unit or adding a whole new piece of equipment, I believe that has to be done through your dealer now, through your integrator now.
Yeah. So if you're getting so for those of us who are into reviewing stuff now, there's no point if trying to connect it to your Control 4
Well,
because
unless you just go ahead and take the class, right? You can
yeah,
Or become a dealer.
and become
Yeah.
installer or whatever.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought about taking it, taking the course and learning because I'm like you. I kind of want to be able. I don't want to wait over the weekend. If I want to integrate something into my system, I want to be able to do it right away. But that is, I have, as you saw, I have the remote. I have the controller. I just need for my guy Matt from Brolic Media to hook it all up once everything's ready to go. So
Nice.
shout
Nice.
out to Matt, by the way. Matt's about to finish an epic theater, and I
Yeah,
hope
I see. Well, he
I hope
has
to get him on
Wisdom Audio,
I hope
right?
to get him on the channel
Yeah.
soon too because he's put a lot of time and effort. He's got some major pieces of equipment over there. He's running Josh AI and all kind of stuff. So
Oh, smart home, huh?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I want to do. I want to look into other options, you know, because like you
Yeah,
said, I don't want to pay every time I need something changed or. I
right,
feel like I'm at a point where I'm not going to really change anything anymore.
right.
I'm at my end game for a couple of years at
until
minimum.
you go to M Wave and come back with something else.
No, I'm going with a different purpose in mind. Just
What?
enjoy myself.
He,
You know.
Whatever.
he's coming
Whatever.
for the second Anderson tour.
I
That's what
know,
he's
right?
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, yeah.
We believe you. I believe you. We gonna see.
Yeah, I'm not buying nothing there either. I'm just coming. I'm mainly coming. Speaking of M Wave, by the way, um, just got word from Michael for Youth Man. Actually, we're going to be providing an affiliate link for us for M Wave. We what we're going to do is we're actually what that does is we'll provide that affiliate link and we'll put it in the show notes and it does give us a little kickback for the purchase for you purchasing tickets. But what Ike and I have decided to do is to take those proceeds and buy a piece of home theater gear, whatever we see fit, what how much money we get back from those proceeds, and we're going to give a piece of equipment away. So we'll get this. I'll get that. I'm pretty sure the code when you go to purchase your tickets for M Wave is going to be HTH for Home Theater Hub. So make sure you enter that promo code in on the website when you purchase your tickets. It'll give us a little kickback, And like I said, we will take those proceeds and we'll take a consensus of what someone would like to win
What
in the
you can
chat.
buy for $1.
Oh.
So, yeah, no, we just
Somebody
want to give
might be able.
back.
Hey, someone might be able to afford a Trino with it. You never
Yeah,
know.
a K-scape.
K-scape.
So,
Something.
Paul's about to choke.
Oh, I would love to give that away.
Yeah.
honestly, I spoke to Michael and I said, hey, what if I just give them 20% off, right, or whatever kickback that we're going to get? But that would be unfair to the people that actually purchased the tickets already. For them for whoever bought the tickets through our site. So that's why I just want to go ahead and give back to everybody that's watching. We'll go ahead and we'll do a random number generator and put people's names in. We'll figure it out though, but that's definitely going to happen. So if you haven't purchased tickets to M Wave yet, make sure you go over to the website Midwest AV Experience and buy your tickets and be sure to put in the promo code HTH to get a kickback towards our channel, and then we will put that a into a pot and purchase a piece of home theater equipment, speakers, maybe a calibrated mic, a U mic, or something like that. We'll figure something out. So, all right, Mr.
All right,
Jermaine,
so
give us a little
all right, so
backstory about this theater, man. I think we've made
all
the
right,
people
so
eat enough. They're over here drooling to find out
yeah,
what you got going, what
so
kind of.
it's a basement setup. Oh, can I even flip the
Yeah,
camera?
if you want to switch your
Yeah,
camera, if
hopefully
it
it
drops,
doesn't.
no,
Yeah,
you
it
can
doesn't.
reconnect. That's fine. I'll get you back on board. So
Yeah, for some reason this app uh just whenever we switch cameras, it kicks people out. I don't know why. Hopefully that'll be something that they can correct later on.
Okay. All right. So, this is my gaming setup right here.
let me
PS5 with a
just hold.
monitor.
Hold on one second so that he can
Let's
get
see.
you popped up
Yeah,
here. There we
there you
go.
go.
Nobody. Okay.
Oh man,
Nice
look at those
post
posters.
already.
Timu.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a
Man,
nice
tell us
post.
where you got those
So,
posters. How
so,
much you
so,
bought
yeah,
it, man?
for like $1.60 from Timu. They're pretty,
What?
and they're on like some type of fabric.
Oh
It's
wow.
pretty. Yeah. I purchased a couple because right now I don't have any acoustic treatment, so I'm gonna wrap the the panels with these. Probably need to make two, two.
Those
How
look
big are
really
they?
So
good. And they
yeah,
have the
that
same theme, which is
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
the
So
art
yeah, uh-huh.
like looks like
Yep,
the
with the
same
water.
artist almost. Yeah.
Yeah, like I
How
said, you
big are
can't go.
Are they
I
two by
think
four?
19. Yeah, but I'm just like 19. I forgot. I have to measure. I forgot, but they're pretty big. So hold
Yeah,
on. Do I
those are
have a
nice. I
ruler?
like those pictures.
Yeah, that's big.
Roughly.
You don't need to measure it right now,
Oh,
but
okay. All right. Yeah.
we can.
And
Yeah, compared to the monitor, what size is that monitor you have? The gaming
this
monitor.
24 inch.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's a competition monitor. I play a lot of Call of Duty, so it's like a 240 hertz monitor. So
I like those
and
posters. You
then
said Timu, right?
yeah,
Timu.
I'll put the link in the Facebook home
Yeah,
theater
it's
hub.
in the Home Theater Hub Facebook
Okay.
group. He
So
put it in there.
all right. So and this is my theater area setup. I had to put some velvet on the front wall. Watching OLED, it just disappears.
Nice.
Uh, and for my speakers, I have some Perlisten speakers.
Oh, nice.
So and
Nobody
that's
told you went this high.
Well,
Yeah.
I knew when he said he sold his Aaron dolls, I was like, okay, he
No, I
got
didn't sell it.
Perlisten.
No, that's in my kids.
Oh, not
My
sell it, but I
kids,
knew when you said you
yeah,
switched.
Yeah, his kids are
Switch.
Like he
Yeah,
must
using
have
Your
Aaron
switched.
kids
dolls,
got
man.
the Arendelles?
I'm gonna cry,
yeah,
man.
and they
I'm
play
done
it.
with my
Yeah.
home theater, man.
So
Your
yeah, so
kids
what?
got Arundels?
Yeah, so but I have them. So I've the monitors. So basically, so these are what I have for my front, my left and right. These are monitors, the Perlisten monitors. So Aaron Doll, same thing. same size. These are bigger, a little bit bigger. So instead
Yeah.
of going with the towers, I mean, like I said, this is a smaller space. I don't think I needed the towers.
Oh yeah, you got that. Got that seat close too to get that field of view right
Oh yeah,
there.
oh yeah. So and so the the right channel, and these are the bookshelves. So
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
and the one man seat,
So you got the
the
five.
SV4s.
How many
So I
subs you got in there?
two. So two the D15s, not the dual, but the single D15s.
Okay.
So one here. I'm just waiting on the stands to come to put these and move the sub. And so for my right there's I have an Anthem AVM 70 and the amps. So I have a 5 channel and a 2 channel, and they're roughly I think 400 watts for a 4 ohm speaker. So who knows if they're really getting that much.
Right.
So and the AVM 70
But I tell you what, that
and
rack is nice with all that anthem in
yeah,
there. It looks
oh yeah.
sweet.
So I have a spot for my K-scape. So I'm just trying to figure out should I get the the yeah. So that's the K-scape spot is waiting.
Holla at your
Ah,
boy. Holla at your boy.
ah,
Yeah, so I'm
yeah,
thinking about
Don
the
got you.
SSD or the the regular drive, but I'm not sure how loud the spinning drives are. So
They're not loud at all.
they're not loud.
No,
Okay.
I don't even know that I hear mines.
Uh, well, I mean, your rack is something different, right? Mine's actually right here in front of my. I'm gonna relocate everything after I
This is
get
what
my
it's
speaker
kind of.
stands. Oh, okay. So after I get my speaker stands, I'm gonna relocate the rack. So I don't have Atmos because my ceilings are roughly, I think, um, 8 or 9 feet tall. So I'm like, hmm, I'm not sure. So but
I
I purchased the what's
still
this
hear it different.
the yeah. So I purchased some Emativa. They're cheap. I think they were like $160.
Right.
So I'm gonna try those. If I could hear the difference, I'll end up buying the 4 slanted Perlisten.
Okay.
So and I'll just attach them. I guess maybe above me or on wall. I'm not sure yet. So
Yeah, you
I just
can do
have
that.
to yeah, and that's about it. This A90J, 83 inch. It's pretty good.
Did you
I
have
want
that
to replace it.
calibrated?
Um, yeah, I had it calibrated, but then my son reset everything,
Oh
like
wow.
reboot the. Yeah, so I actually bought a spider do it
Colorimeter.
myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to do it myself, but
Now that's the
yeah,
LG, right? Or what?
no, no,
Or
That's
this is Sony
Sony.
oh yeah,
A90J.
Sony will
Sony,
have
yeah.
it. Yeah, you
Yeah,
just
it
buy the
does.
app. It has a
No, no.
built-in Kalman app, like 150 or something like
Mm,
that, and it'll automatically do.
yeah. No, no. Well, I think I'm gonna try to calibrate it myself.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah,
I've had one of
yeah,
those.
I
yeah, it's
just use
something to
I use
do.
the Calman. I use the Calman app for my LG.
Yes. So there, I think it's like $150 for the
150
Sony
bucks.
camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for the license.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, but and so far, for I have a Sony player, um, 4K player, which I use, and
Yeah, it's
yeah,
150 and 8 hours of your time. And if you
time,
make a
yeah.
mistake, 24
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
you gonna have your Dolby Vision looking like a sea of algae.
Yeah, so, but for my movies, I have a
It's
Sony.
fun. It's fun to
And
figure out and work on.
yeah,
But yeah, it's a
Sony
lot of time.
slash K-scape spot. Because I'm running out of room for this. I have boxes of like these 3 drawers here. Well, 2 drawers so far, all 4K.
Okay.
So I'm running out of room. So that's why I'm definitely going on K-scape. I just got to figure out which one I want to go to.
So, how much better would you say the Perlistens are over the Arundels, just percentage wise?
Okay, I'm gonna say maybe I'm gonna give it 50%
Oh wow,
because,
wow.
as I said, when I play at reference, like when I with the Aaron doll, and my wife is like, "Oh, it's too loud. Turn it down." This, I turn it even to reference, and nothing. I leave, no distortion. It's just cleaner, definitely
Yeah.
cleaner.
Yeah. So I've I don't have any experience with the Aaron dolls, but I've seen a couple people say that they have difficulty playing at reference.
Yeah,
So
but they're still great.
yeah, no,
I,
obviously, yeah, but they're still a fantastic speaker, like you said. But I have seen a couple people mention the fact that they don't play well at reference. So,
yeah,
Hmm.
but yeah, I mean these Perlistens, they're Dominus rated, so I mean they're
yeah,
just
and
crazy.
so
Nobody knows what Dominus rated means, man.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
means
it,
play
it,
really
That's the
loud.
highest level for THX.
Made up BS.
it could be whips
Yeah,
and chains in
yeah,
the basement. It
yeah,
could
they
be
play,
anything. Nobody
yeah,
knows what Domino's
they play
means.
loud. That's all. Yeah, and I mean the subs are pretty good. I have the D15, the single, because with my dealer, he's like, "Do you listen to music?" I was like, "No, not really." He's like, "Just purely movies." He's like, "You can save yourself some money." So I got this, and down here with my U mic, I'm getting down to like 6 hertz.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you were calibrating it last night, right?
yeah,
When we
So
chatted.
yeah, I have my mini DSP, my U mic one here, and the Anthem. So the room, it's not treated, but it shakes everything. So I'm gonna have to figure something out.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
So when I was at the Florida Audio Expo, that's what they had. They had those the 215s in there, and they had two of them, just like you do.
yeah.
I'm telling you, I could hear them 5 floors up. So I know
Hmm.
they were, and they were limited to 90 decibels in that room because um, they got they got a warning from the hotel.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they were, like I said, it was, I could hear them 5 floors up. So they're definitely a really nice subwoofer.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pretty. I think they're pretty good. And so even the Arendelle have the one Bs, upstairs, and those are pretty good. I wish Well, I think my wife is up there watching TV, so I can't remember. I wanted to bring a camera. She's like, no, I'll be
Yeah,
upstairs watching TV.
that's
Like,
fine.
I have my hair, I have my bonnet on. I'm not. I'm like, you want to go to the bedroom just so I could show? I'm not leaving. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, we could do that
See
another
why?
day. So
Do that
Yeah,
that's
another time.
yeah, yeah.
we could do that another time. But yeah,
But
50% better.
yeah, yeah.
That's
So
more than I thought. I
yeah,
mean,
it's
I wonder if
more
it's
like I
because it's
said, the
such a
distortion.
narrow. It has a narrower beam.
the
I wonder if
dispersion,
that
right?
Yeah, disper. Yeah.
helps it where it's not disturbing other people in the house.
Well, oh, I mean, they get loud. You disturb everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said, it's more of a distortion thing. Like they play loud, but there's a limit to them. So
So what do you
Yeah.
typically, when you're watching a movie? Do you typically watch it reference?
depend the time of day. Like I said, my wife's like, "Oh, can you turn it down?" It's shaking the house. So if I'm home alone, maybe -10,
Okay.
-10. Yeah, so it all depends too. What movie I'm watching as well. Like for instance, earlier I was watching the Batman, that scene when he's chasing the penguin.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I checked it out. I just turned it up at -10. Went outside to my car. I could feel the subs like shaking the car.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
Yeah,
crazy, man.
that's a pretty impressive setup there. That I love the look of.
For
Um,
real.
I've, there's all those Anthem amps along with that.
yeah,
It is
those yeah.
simple, but it is packing a punch in that room, man. Like it's crazy. And the fact that you just have that single seat,
Singles, yeah.
just
Yep.
right there. Woo.
It's like the Max
Yeah.
Out, with the Max
Oh,
Out.
yeah. I'm be leaning back. I need the glasses. I need to take a picture with the glasses on. But yeah,
That's
it's
a
pretty. Like I said, the OLED is pretty nice. I put the velvet, so once I turn the light off, it's just like a floating screen.
Go ahead and click that light off. Let us see what it looks like
Okay.
with
Yeah,
everything.
1 second. So
Oh yeah,
big. So all you see is just a TV.
right. Yeah,
So
that's.
it's pretty
And what are you using?
nice.
You said you're using a Sony. Are you using anything for streaming? Apple
Yeah.
TV.
Oh yeah. Apple. Yeah. So yeah, I use an Apple 4K for streaming.
Okay.
Not the latest version, but the generation before, because there was no difference really
The
for
remote.
the yeah.
The remote was the
Yeah.
biggest difference.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I
So
can
yeah,
tell you,
got the
I
remote.
cannot stand that touchpad remote that
Oh,
they have.
the little glass thing.
My,
Yeah.
I've almost thrown that thing out into the pool so many times.
Yeah. So definitely Apple streamer, and each movie you buy, you get the digital code. So that's on the downfall of Kaleidoscape. I'm like, now I have to buy the movie 4K Escape and buy it so my kids or my wife can watch it on Apple TV, because like no one really comes down here except to watch Coco
Well,
Melon.
you could always buy. You can always buy a. You can do this two ways. You can buy a separate Strato S,
Oh man, the man is just trying to get the first one, man.
Exactly.
or you can buy you can buy like a video splitter to just run it up there, and
Yeah, the
it's
splitter. I think
Yes, but the
that
Anthem
splitter
has
will work.
yes,
right.
yeah. The Anthem has the Zone 2
Zone
with the
2.
video.
Huh,
With the
there you
video. Yeah.
China
Okay,
can help you
China.
with Zone 2.
China. We got the Zone 2, China. So yes, because I think what's his name? Jeremy from Tech. What's his name? What's the show? What's the
Jeremy.
show?
Oh, Tech
Exactly.
2 System.
Yes.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Yes. So I think he uses the Anthem for Zone 2 to stream the K-Scape to his living room.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And also, like you could buy a processor that has like a Lumagen that has more than one output too. So that's you can get around it. You know what I mean? But yeah. So
Yeah. So I guess even you going on vacation, I'll be taking my Kaleidoscape with me. Come on, let's go. Because at least with the digital code, you can stream, watch it on anything. So
Yeah, I see you got your mindset on that Kaleidoscape, man.
oh yeah, I'm definitely like, look, there it goes. That's his home.
You got
he's
you already got
right
the
there.
space in there.
It
Yeah,
would
they
be
have the
funny if
space.
you ordered the faceplate already for it and had the two holes there.
Oh, I was thinking about doing that. I swear to you.
Oh
You
man.
know, that would be
Well,
funny. I'm like,
You just need
Doug
you
will
need to
tell you,
get you one of those wall plates that say this home theater features Kaleidoscape
oh yeah, I actually went to was not Pinterest. What's the other one?
on
Oh my
Etsy.
God,
I
Etsy.
can get you some links on Etsy so that you can.
Yeah, yeah. There's a printer around not too far from me, like 2-3 minutes away. So I was going to see how much it costs there to get it
okay.
done. Yeah, so I might get but I don't need that now. I'm saving up for the SSD K-Scape, I think.
So what's the top piece there? Is that a power conditioner on the very top?
Yeah, oh yeah, so yes, this is a Paramax. Yep, it's a
The M300 or something like that. PM, whatever.
MRX 4300.
Okay, for the 300. Yeah.
Yeah, so everything's plugged into that. We don't really get any blackouts in New York like that. Once in a while,
Right.
so I don't need any big fancy, and I don't know if they're really protect. And
If
I
you
have a
if
bunch
if you
of
come to
everything.
Texas, we get blackouts
Yeah.
like
Oh
candy
yeah, exactly.
in grade school.
Yeah. Same here
Same
in
thing.
Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
We
just
get
had
a
a
Man, this
blackout
is
on a
good.
sunny day.
I just had a storm
Anthem.
pass 5 minutes ago, and I just kept praying. I said, "Please don't test my my whatever my UPS because I bought two brand new UPSs and I have my computers and everything connected, but I don't want to know if it works. I don't want to test it. So it's like, please.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
2 weeks, I guess, what was it 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago? We had, Ike texted me in the community chat for us here on the shows. I got a storm coming. I'm like, great. I don't know how to work this thing. Didn't you see me working on the second or third episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, we get brownouts on a regular sunny day.
Oh yeah,
No wind, no rain, nothing. All of a sudden, you get a blink, like everything just went out.
that's because everybody's AC is running because it's 120 degrees in Florida every day. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so,
man, this theater, I'm jealous of this. You know, you got these Perlistens here.
I
Um,
know, man. I'm like, sheesh.
there's
They need to come out with in walls, man. If they come out with in
they
walls,
do.
I
They have
they
in
got
walls.
yeah, but
They have in
man,
walls.
those
You
things
could
are
do in
way
wall or and walls,
they're way above my league right now, man.
and yeah, they have
they
the in wall subs they're
that's
coming out
what
with.
I think Matt Poe's got all through his theaters, the Perlisten in
Yeah.
walls. So yeah, if I were to upgrade, that's probably the direction that I would go, would be the Perlisten, and I think I would go full in wall also at that point.
Yeah, I just want those prices to come down a little bit, man. Cause sheesh.
What,
Yeah,
you
they're
tell
not
me
going
what
to.
you've seen in this country that the price actually came down since COVID.
Shit.
Exactly.
Well,
They're gonna go. The
I'll tell
subs went up. The subs went up. I purchased my subs before they went up $1,000. So now that I think they're like 6 grand. I got them, for five.
Right.
I had a good deal, especially what's his from AV Ascend from Michael's channel.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so
So
yeah,
Ryan from
Brian. Yep. Yep.
SNAV, he took
So
care of you.
Ascend. Yep.
Very good.
So
exactly.
yeah.
So they're above what you want to pay, not your league, I guess. So yeah, I ain't trying to pay for it. I can afford it, but I'm not paying for them for the pearl listening walls. No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's no movie I want to watch that much right now.
Look, I mean, I keep saying this because I went to M Wave and listened to demo after demo there, and move theater to theater. You know, I enjoyed just about every theater that was in there that they put together. You know, they had the SVS theater, they had the Perlison, they had the JTR. You know, and the as far as sound effects and stuff like that, I didn't hear a major difference between speaker to speaker. The focals were a little bit brighter than the rest of the speakers, the arias, but where I actually heard the difference was uh, the score, the music that was playing in the background, and stuff like that. You know, so
Yeah.
that's where I actually heard the difference between between the speakers.
Yes, that's the thing. So even when I first got the Perlis and I set up the Arundel, brought them downstairs, put them side by side, especially the front left and right,
Hmm.
and you could hear the like every detail. Like I was trying, what was it called? Oh my God, Quiet Place. When they walk in barefoot on the leaves, you could hear compared to the Arundel, you couldn't quite hear it. You heard it, but it wasn't as clear and detailed as it was from the Perlis. So I guess I was like, okay, I could justify the price. I heard more crunchy, but that's about it. So I was like, listen, you have to enjoy things in
Yeah,
life. You're gonna work, work, work. When you're dead and gone, you give the money to your kids. My kid might take it and go buy him a per listen anyway, or whatever. And I missed out on per listen theater.
Hey,
So
hey, they might just
what's
go
going
buy
on, Eric?
those, man. What's up, Eric? Thanks
Hey
for
team,
joining
how
us,
y'all
man.
doing?
Welcome to the
Hey,
Good,
how's
show.
it going?
good, man. Welcome to the
I
show.
was I was harassing Ike because I'm like, get me in the show. I keep making comments. I'm like, I'm getting frustrated. Get me in here. I want to see this. Let's go.
Hey, welcome in. Welcome
welcome
Thanks,
in.
in.
all.
You guys all know that there's an open invite to the show, so if you got a link, pop in and pop out. You don't need an invite, so it's we'll come on here and talk about whatever you want. So that's welcome, sir. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm good, brother. I want to hear more about Jeremiah, though. Let's go, brother. Let's hear about it. I'm
Yeah,
liking it.
Yeah,
I've I
Yeah.
I heard Perlison. So I went to the last M Wave, and Perlison had a room there, and unfortunately, lots of other rooms were there as well. And I loved Perlison, like crystal clear. Like you're not gonna get more crystal clear than Perlison. It's beautiful. So I'm happy for you, man.
yep.
yeah,
That's
definitely some
that
speakers.
that's end
That,
game. That's end game right there for me, man. Like, you know,
that's the one
all
thing about that's the one bad thing about when you go to these shows. You have your system, which you will think sounds fantastic. Then you go to a show and you hear something and you're like,
yeah,
well, that's when you get that itch like I can upgrade a little bit, like I can get but when you don't hear something else, you don't know, you know. Just like when I went to Paul's place, and he had those woofers behind his seat. I didn't know what I was missing, and all of a sudden you're Jones or something just because you heard it somewhere else. So that's the downside of going to these home theater tours.
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of as much as I want to see Ryan's theater, I'm kind of glad that I don't have a ticket to that thing because if I could experience what is it like six 32-inch subwoofers and one 50-inch subwoofer, you know, I'm just glad. And then they're talking about putting the Christie in that theater too. Man,
Yeah, he's got about a $500,000 into that room. And unfortunately, I'm part of, I don't know if you all know Build Montage. I know, Ike, you do, but I'm part of the Build Montage crew, and we're going into Ryan's room on the Monday after M Wave. And yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. It's going to be expensive for me, man. It's it's going to be expensive for me, man.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Like you were on mute. I don't know if you when you were talking a little bit ago. So
yeah. I muted myself. No, but I was saying that, that's one room that I'm looking forward to, and I'm sure it's gonna be amazing, really, really amazing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But
miss that.
Jeremiah, oh, sorry, Paul, go ahead, brother.
Oh no, go ahead. I didn't even. I might
I
have
was just
just
gonna say, I was just gonna
drank your.
say the unfortunate side of see going to one of these shows is the fact that Perlison was right next to, oh gosh, what was the big room?
JTR,
I
the
It's
big room,
JTR, yes. So
and then yeah,
Perlison was literally right next to the JTR room, and so I went to the on the other side of the showroom. They had the Perlison dedicated room, and so I went to go listen to Perlison there, and it was amazing. It's like, oh my gosh, like I said, crystal clear is amazing. And then
yeah,
I went to hear the Perlison room in the I think it was a Seymour room,
yeah,
and they had all of the Perlison speakers in this dedicated area, and it was just all JTR all day long. That's all you could hear in the Perlison room. And I went over to Perlison, or I went over to JTR rather, sorry, and I was like, it blew me away. I like we all listened to the same demos, right? Like uh the racetrack scene and all of the other stuff. And I heard stuff in the JTR I'd never heard before. And I was like, oh, it's over. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
it's hard,
JTR,
dude.
JTR is a different level, but you just gotta fix that look, man. I don't want to walk into my home
Yeah,
theater looking at
yes,
those
that's the
speakers like
main
that every
reason.
day, man.
Yeah.
You gotta
That's
fix
I
that
think that's
look,
the
man.
reason I went
I'm
to Pearl
sorry.
Listen.
I'm not gonna be looking at those things. I'm gonna have to hide them in the theater if I go down that route.
I had a chance to buy the JTR subwoofer. I think it was Dual 18s,
Yeah, the
and
Capital.
the guy was selling them to me for real cheap. He just wanted to get rid of it, but the size and the look of it, I was like, you know
Yeah.
what, I would love to have them, but I just didn't want to deal with the size, and I think he only wanted like $3,000 or something like that. He said it was a fantastic deal. I didn't even know, but I know for
And they're
dueling
so
rooms,
they're so ugly too. My wife is like, "You're not putting that in your
Yeah.
room," and I was gonna win over. She's like, "You're just not gonna do it." And I owe an apology. There, I was calling you Jeremiah. I apologize. I corrected me, man. I apologize. But yeah, they're so ugly, man. They're horrible looking, and like you can't decorate it. They have no Atmos speakers. Like, where are you putting them? It's just horrible. So
Well,
yeah,
they
it's a
do
thing.
the slants, so you can. I mean,
It have slants.
if you're building a room out, right, you can actually do it the right way. If you're starting from scratch, you can, to where you can actually, incorporate those slant 10-inch subwoofers
So,
in the
yeah.
roof. If you're doing it the right way. Look, they're not the most attractive speaker in the world, but I tell you what, those things. So from what I understand, Jeff from JTR, for him to come to M Wave this year, he got permission, or he got a signed letter from the convention center saying that he does not have to turn it down. So he plans on doing some damage. So
Well, I
eight
mean,
eight
I
captivator,
think you're
eight
gonna pop
captivator.
the breakers before you
Yeah, you're gonna pop the
have to turn it
breakers
down.
before
Because
you
shoot,
even, yeah, the dedicated lines wouldn't even help you
Yeah,
at
you're
this
gonna have to
point.
rent a generator, a truck.
So I've got a little story on this. I think what's happening here is I was there last year. Stereo Integrity
Oh
had these
yeah.
gigantic 24-inch subwoofers. They had like 14 or 16 of these subwoofers in this room. I don't think they asked permission because I think it was the second or third day in, they shut M Wave down because we were all harassing them to see how loud they could possibly go. And keep in mind, these rooms are like 75 feet long and like 50 feet high. Stereo Integrity was like flexing the walls
Yeah,
by
the wall.
just it was
Yeah,
insane.
because you remember
Everybody else shut down.
the drywalls kind of fell off. I remember in one of the room, the drywalls fell off. I was like, Kyle, you're gonna get us in trouble.
It was awesome.
Kyle, we're trying to go home alive, man. Like, we're gonna be picked out of a rubble because I kept on listening to your speakers, man.
So
It
yeah,
lucky
was
for
there
us,
was a
awesome.
lot of
stereo
drywall
integrity is
dust in the
coming back,
corners.
Yeah, it
right?
was a lot of drywall dust, man. I'm like, dude,
Uh,
I'm wiping tears, dude. It was hilarious.
yeah,
it'll be
yep.
real Atmos. The ceiling fall in on you.
Hey,
So some of these are this is some of the brands that are going to be at M Wave right now. We got Stereo Integrity, we got Seymour again with RTJ Storm Audio Barco Row One. JTR is bringing the big dogs. Then FOMO and Brian from Whisper, I think it's still called
whisper
Whisper
status. Yep.
Status. They're going to be doing TV reviews and comparisons in there. And then Cinemike, I'm pretty sure they do upgrades to kind of like what we talked about for the
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 cinema.
R
Yeah,
Evolution, right?
yeah.
So they upgrade certain processors and stuff like that to lower the noise floor and everything else. The one that I'm really really interested in hearing, because I've not heard, is RBH. I'm very interested to hear what their speakers sound like.
That's what
SVS.
That's what Miguel's getting in his theaters. RBH.
Oh wow, nice.
Uh, wow, I've never heard of RBH.
Yeah, RVH, the Audioholics is a big promoter of our RBH. Um, Dream Media just picked them up. They did a whole factory tour. So if you've not checked out those speakers, go over to Dream Media on YouTube and check those out. Same thing with Audioholics. Um,
Would you
And
compare the RBH to the JTRs? They're in the same vein.
I would say that the RBH are, as we were talking about aesthetics, they're a lot they're more attractive. Let's put it that way. They put
They
veneer
run
coats on
ribbon.
the
They
outside.
run ribbon
But
tweeter
but I mean, like their output, are they more
models.
like the comparable to the JTRs?
No, it's not a horn setup like the JTRs. They, like Paul just said, they run a ribbon tweeter. I can
Okay.
pull them up. Let me pull them up. We'll share that in a second. But the looks like, I didn't know that they added this, but it looks like they added NFM, which is Nebraska Furniture Mart, and SVS.
Yeah,
Well, that's
So
And
what
that
they
was
had
there
last.
last year, Don. That was there last
Yeah,
yeah,
year.
they were there
And
last year.
that's what the same
and
thing.
I will say for a budget system, that thing is crazy. Like I'm straight up an SVS hater because I have power sound audio subwoofers,
mhm.
but that I mean talking about a budget system, SVS makes some amazing speakers, and we I mean literally there was people talking about how good that room was with just their regular speakers, and it was budget speakers. It wasn't high end speakers. We're talking about a few $1,000s, and they made an amazing room. It was amazing. I'm gonna go back and see it again. I'll probably be there a couple times this year.
Yeah,
They had
I
the
think they
higher
they're coming
end
with the new ones,
demo.
right? I
Yeah,
think
well,
they're coming.
maybe,
They
maybe.
might be bringing the brand new setups they
Yeah.
have this
Mhm.
year. So I'm looking forward to those ones, man.
Yep.
So these are the RBH speakers. Um, so you can see
Oh,
they have a
Oh, okay, yeah.
Those are
better
the high.
finish on
Yeah, those
these.
are the high ends. Yeah.
Okay, so those are the ones Gene has actually.
Correct. Yep.
He has the
Yeah,
big ones. The
and they do a
triple.
lot of custom work on this too. I've been a friend with a couple with this guy Leroy on Facebook for a long time, and he had he had a certain, I think he had some Seaton subs, and he reached out to RBH, and then he had them custom, literally match the color and outside of the Seaton sub, so that and had them make them. So it's it's they do a lot of custom work too. So yeah, I'm very interested in this because I do like the ribbon tweeter sound. I do like the air motion tweeter. Hence the reason why I own the Martin Logans. So, um, but yeah, no, I'm definitely interested in that brand. Getting back to the exhibitors, let's see here. So it looks like we got there's one that's not announced. It's confirmed, but just not announced yet. And then we have Martin Logan in one room. We have JVC in another room, and then Ascendo. So Ascendo is going to be that's the speaker brand that Ryan is actually putting in his theater. I believe that's the brand that Shane Lee has been running in his theater for quite some time, and they're going to be. I don't know if you know or not, but he just bought a new house, and he's setting up a brand new theater in his house, and he's going to be doing the Ascendo there also.
I think he's doing RBH
yeah, I
now.
thought it was RBH. I don't
Is he
know.
going to RBH?
Yeah, he changed
Oh,
out
Yeah,
to
wow.
he
RVH.
switched to
Yeah.
RBH because he
Yep.
just did a video recently about
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I didn't see that video, so that's an update for me. But yeah, that's. I know he had the RBH sub in for a review quite some time ago, but
Yeah, but he's doing an RBH setup.
Who
oh,
was that?
nice.
I missed
Yeah.
that. Who was that?
Shane
Shane
Lee.
Lee. Shane
Shane
Lee.
Lee.
Okay. Yeah.
Spell
Okay.
change. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's what we got going to M Wave. So and then I know out in the lobby, Kaleidoscape's going to be out there, and I'm sure they'll be in all the theaters too, right?
Oh,
So
good to see. OSD is gonna be there, man.
yes, and then you'll have Valencia seating, Buckeye
OSD was
amps.
at the first one as well.
Buckeye,
First.
Magneto. Magneto, that's the Blu-ray
Yeah,
player.
Magnetar. Yep.
they
That's
do they do
the
the
big Blu-ray.
players.
And I'll tell you what. Have you seen
Hmm.
the insides of that thing?
Nope.
Man, they put some work into that Blu-ray player. I mean, it's a serious player.
I thought Buckeye made amplifiers. Is it?
Yep.
Am I
They do.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah,
they
that's
make
what they're
amps.
coming with. Buckeye. They're coming with his amps.
Yeah, he's coming
Yeah.
with the Buckeye amps. So
Okay.
hopefully OSD brings the new amps. They're supposed to be launching new amplifiers sometime this
Oh,
year.
really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
because yeah, so I think new 5 channel and 7 channel amps.
Is it the same
Hopefully,
company that makes Outlaw that makes Buckeye, or is that completely separate? I
Yeah,
thought they
They're
were
it's
the
separate.
completely
same.
separate. I
A
think
Are they
separate
Buckeye
separate?
is like a one
company,
man
but
business.
they resource the same.
Yeah,
It's
They're
ATI. I thought
really
it was
close.
ATI that made both of them.
No,
no,
he's a
no.
one-man
yeah.
operation.
Buckeye is a
Yeah,
one
yeah,
man
they
soldier.
resource it. Yeah, different.
Okay.
They resource some of the same stuff, but yeah, they're not made by any one
Gotcha.
specific.
They're just using the same modules.
Yeah, they probably
Hmm.
buy
Yeah.
from the same warehouse. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a serious speaker part that they got there, man.
Yeah, I
For
think
RP.
probably those are.
And that's actually a good looking down firing, like side surround. You could
Yeah.
even do that
Right.
Atmos. They
Hmm.
look good.
Yeah, these are all on walls. The on walls that they have for RBH. Yeah, I'm very interested in this product.
They're fairly new though, right?
RBH, I think they've been around for a little
Well,
while.
they've
Oh
been
yeah,
yeah
they've been
for a
around for a
while, man.
long, long time. Yeah, they're
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've
like
never
their
heard of them.
subs. They
I'm
got that
stoked.
21 inch sub.
1976.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
before
Yeah,
well,
I was
they've
looking
been
forward to
around for a
seeing
little
it.
bit.
So they decided
Yeah.
to come out in the limelight
I'm
recently.
I think it's more the
I'm 3 years
YouTube.
old.
Yeah, I mean they decided to capitalize on the YouTube market space recently. So
72.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
10
Yeah, I
years
heard
market.
before I was born.
they've been around for a couple years before me. Yeah, somebody else just said
Yeah, yeah, I was born
it.
82.
yeah,
So,
Yeah, so Audioholics' review, they got all their reviews on here, and
Yeah.
so
Man, I'm stoked. I'm stoked to see it. I've never heard of them. That's awesome.
yeah, and then bringing Ascend also. I wonder if they're gonna bring. I wonder if they're gonna bring the big subwoofer.
yeah,
They're
they
gonna
probably should
have
bring
to.
like
It's
some 30,
Ascend.
some 32, yeah, 32 inch subs.
Yeah,
Nah, they're
I
gonna
don't
bring the 50. They're gonna bring the 50.
know.
It's Ascend. They're gonna bring the 50. They have to compete with JTR and Stereo Integrity. They're gonna bring the 50. Come on now.
They could.
Mm.
I don't know that they
I just
will,
think
but
with
I would
this,
love that
That's
they
that's a
I
do.
lot of
understand
weight.
that it's a
yeah.
thousand.
If they do all that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be listening from outside the convention center.
Right? So
And
the funny
remember,
thing
they
is,
have a lot of volunteers. Well, if you look at the specs on that Ascend subwoofer, I mean, it's huge and it's great for one sub, but pull it up and look at the specs of it.
All right,
It's not as I think that Ascend 50-inch subwoofer is an amazing piece of technology, but if you do some and it goes down lower in frequency than probably most anything would natively, but then you get into the discussion: do you need 5 hertz, do you need 2 hertz, etc., etc. But you for some other manufacturers, yeah, you have to double the amount of subwoofers, but if you do some basic math, I mean, you could get 8 of some other sub to produce the same volume that something that size would do for the tenth of the price, if not less. Depends on what you
I
do.
really think it's just for infrasound and it's a showpiece. I mean,
Yeah,
if we're
It,
honest,
yeah,
that
it's
that right
strictly a
there,
demo
you,
piece.
you hit the nail on the head. That showpiece that will get more people into a showroom than anything. That right there, that's worth the price of admission alone. You know. on that. But yeah, I think
And
it's
I
$101,000 for the 50-inch if you bought it retail.
Thousand.
$1,000.
I was gonna say it's more than that, but I actually saw it at CEDIA a couple of years ago. The thing is crazy.
There it is.
It,
Yeah.
Well,
it's
there's the
it's
50,
crazy.
but there is the granddaddy too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
one.
If you're a
That's the
real
80.
YouTuber, you go with the 80. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
That's
I've
the
never
problem with
seen
going with the 50. Your first question is, well, why didn't you go with the 80?
that.
I mean,
You
at
have to
that
build a little
level,
bunker for that.
you're at ludicrous level. So why not just go with the extra, you know?
Now I'm gonna give Ryan a hard time. I've given him
Mhm.
I've given him tens of thousands of dollars, so I can give him a little bit of a hard time and ask him why
And
he
fit
didn't go
and
ahead.
the worst part about it is physics is physics. You still need dual subs to get rid of room modes. Doesn't matter that it's an entire wall. You still need to cover the other wall.
Right.
I don't know. This thing's pushing
Or
a lot of.
another. Well, that's just the point. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much air it pushes.
Well,
That's.
I just want to hear his room because he's got
Oh
subwoofers
yeah.
everywhere.
I am most interested in hearing his room with the acoustic deployment, the room within a room. That's what I'm most interested in.
Anthony's
Well,
getting imported from Sweden, right? Or where is it
Yeah,
coming from?
that
The room is getting it.
I want to hear, and because I
so
know exactly
actually,
what his
Paul, you're a
room
geek,
sounded
dude.
like before
You're
and
you
stuff.
are my kind of geek, dude. I love you, man.
yeah, unfortunately,
I
he
am a
had
geek. I'm full geek. I do the math and the physics. So I look at all this stuff. I hear people, and I'm like, yeah, but there's science in the back of your brain, you
But
know,
but but what
for some
about
of it.
Isaac
But
Isaac Newton? Come on now.
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
but you
But
know
hey, there's
his
nothing
room,
wrong.
right? So he did all the OSB and everything else like that to soundproof and obviously we all know that you know a 7 hertz 5 hertz, excuse me, frequency range of 5 hertz sound wave is going through anything and everything that you can put in front of it.
Yeah.
But um, one thing that I was hoping you talked about hearing the room within the room. Unfortunately, because of the height of his room, he had to cut into his ceiling. So a lot of the efforts that he made to soundproof and you know, isolate the sound, he had to cut into for his Atmos speakers. So just wondering, I know they're still going to be doing a lot
Treatment.
of treatments and putting you know foam and you know insulation and everything else up there to try to
But
build it
Well,
back.
with the amount of
those
speakers he has, he'll
frequencies.
be fine. It's not an anechoic
Yeah,
chamber, for Christ's sake. It's
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
freaking
yeah. I
yeah.
don't think that's
like
going to be an issue. I
But
think.
yeah. It's not good.
honestly, Paul, go ahead. I think you're gonna say the same thing I'm gonna say.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I think what I'm hoping the improvement will be is you'll get a lot less of the sound. It'll be more controlled, truly controlled, because I've been there a couple times, and I think the second time I was upstairs, which usually I was down in the room, but I was upstairs, and I was like, "Good God, did he get some sort of upgrade?" Because it sounded crazy loud, and the whole floor was shaking. I went down, I was like, "Oh, it literally sounds quieter in the room than it did upstairs." At certain, I was like, "Oh, okay, well that's interesting," and because I mean I was like, "Oh my God, there's so much energy that's just coming out of that room," and I'm hoping a lot of that changes with the acoustical new design.
So the funny thing about that is I've experienced the same thing in my house. So I have two 18-inch PSAs, power sound audio subwoofers in my room, and I have acoustical treatment. If Ike ever finishes my theater room tour,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call his ass
You
out.
just
So
have to call. You just have to call
if
me
he
Well,
ever
out.
here
finishes
to the
my
live
tour,
store.
You'll see it. But regardless, so my point was, if I go downstairs, I've got the most loving wife because I've told her, like, do I need to tear this room down and put some treatment in, some not treatment, but soundproofing this room? And she's like, no, I could barely hear it downstairs. Until I went downstairs and I was playing something at reference, and it was just blaring, and it's so much louder than in my room. But thank God that I got her a very good system in the living room, so she deals with it. But 100% what you're saying is accurate. Like, it's crazy. Like, the treatment in the room makes a huge difference in what you're hearing, and it still exits the room, and it doesn't matter. Like, yeah. But and
Yeah,
I,
at
I
these
the
frequencies, I mean, unless you have a 10-foot or 15-foot absorber, it's going out of the room.
you're
But
not changing it. But the other
Yep.
thing that I wanted to mention when you were saying you still have to have two subwoofers, 100% right. So you could have an 80-inch subwoofer in the back of your room, but what I found was, and I had an 18-inch subwoofer. I had one PSA behind my couch, and it sounded amazing in my seat because that's where I swept it for. But then I swept the other seats, and I found I've got knolls over here, I've got knolls over there, and I had to get a second subwoofer to fix that. And I think you're 100% right. It doesn't matter if I had an 80-inch subwoofer behind me.
well, people think it's like they think
It
the
just blares
cancellations
out.
are
Yeah.
coming from they're thinking, oh, my whole wall is a sub.
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's just
not
gonna
what's
push out.
creating your
Yeah.
cancellations. It's the other walls
Walls.
that
Yeah.
are then think of water and then another wall hitting that at a different,
Yep.
angle, and
Yep.
it makes a splash, and the splashes are your
Yep.
cancellations. So
Yep.
it doesn't matter how big it is. It does not matter. It could be the entire wall. You're still going to have room modes. Now, you could be lucky and maybe you're at, you have this perfect seating position, but you got left wall, right wall. That's why you do generally like your midpoints or four corners. You're
But
not
he's getting
just,
those 32s, I guess, and
Yeah.
using
Well,
yeah,
the
yeah,
storm
which,
audio to
But he has like
cancel.
what,
Yeah.
20 of
yeah,
them?
yeah, and that will fill up any.
So
That'll be more than enough in the audible
Yeah.
range. Yeah,
yeah.
he won't have any problem with
Yeah.
that.
He has
If
subs all over that
all
room
over
in
the
Yeah,
the
room.
big
If
yeah,
house.
anybody can make it work, it's Ryan, right? So it's not
yeah,
like
I
well,
guarantee you
the
it's
good
gonna
thing
be
he'll
about
Sid.
figure it out. So
yeah.
the good
I'll
thing
I'll
about
I'll
having
come
the
back.
one big sub is that you can also, it's got such overhead, overhead that you can also EQ that thing to try to get rid of some of those knolls too, right? Because it's got that much power. I think it what was it a
Well, you
101
can't
dB
you
at
can't
1 meter.
EQ. Well, you can't EQ it all. That's not possible.
Yeah, I
No,
was gonna
no
say you
matter
could
what,
go to
you
a
can't.
certain.
You
Yeah.
cannot EQ a null. That is not how it works.
it's
It
vacuum.
is. Think of think of you take two ball bearings and you bounce them off a wall and they hit each other. Where they hit each other,
There's space
where they
right
hit
there.
each other, it doesn't matter if you EQ it, if you
Right.
slow it, lower it, but do whatever. When they hit, and that's it. There's
There's
no.
nothing you can do. Don, you got
You
two geeks
cannot
coming at
EQ
you
a
now.
null. It's not
No,
possible.
no, I understand I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is that there's you know there with that sub has got major capabilities, right? So
Oh yeah,
it
yeah. You could
so
put 10 billion watts of
right. Well,
power
actually, it's
and
20,000 watts is what they're putting to that sub.
20,000
That's
watts.
ridiculous.
20,000 watts. Yeah.
Yeah, that sub, that 50-inch takes 20,000 watts.
Yep.
That's a
But
lot.
honestly, the same thing
That's a
that
freaking
Paul was
lot,
saying,
man.
the same thing Paul was saying though holds true, because what's going to happen is those 20,000 watts are going to hit a wall. They're going to bounce
I
off.
understand.
You know,
Well, I
so
mean,
it.
unless they blow the walls out, then all of a
Ow!
sudden the room knolls are gone. Like if it literally explodes the whole, that's the exception. If he, the
I'm
one thing
sorry.
that
I'll
I hope,
mute. I'll mute.
the one thing that I hope he does, and he better do this. He better get someone to dress up as Doc Brown, and he better put on some old school '80s and get a red guitar and get in front of that thing and do the Back to the
Back
Future
to the
What,
Future.
run. You have to do if you have that sub. That better be your damn thumbnail. Like, if not, I'm gonna be very disappointed. I'm gonna take his movie card away. It's like, no, bro, you don't even movie, do you?
I was thinking that a 50-inch sub, as close as it is to his back, I thought it would be a great near field experience. But they were
Oh
saying
yeah,
actually,
that
That's
but he
without a
was
going
saying
right
it's
through
not.
doubt.
you. Man.
That,
He said
regardless,
it's
yes,
not. He
absolutely,
said
you will.
because the cone has no movement.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's pushing,
But it
that
will for
air.
Oh,
infrasonic. Well,
but
it will for
that's
infras.
it
Yeah.
will
Sorry,
still it
Paul.
will
Go ahead.
still but it still moves the air.
Yeah.
The
You're still
difference
gonna have
is
some stomach upset or something. I don't know.
that
You feel it.
yeah, the difference is, think of it like a bucket, right? And you have a bucket that's 1 inch deep, right? And it's just this big around, and you toss water, right? That's whatever. Let's just say it's a gallon for this 10 inch. I'm just because I don't know. And if you need to move that 10 inch or 10 hertz, right? You literally you have to have it so deep. Well, if you have a gigantic circumference, you're only 1 millimeter, but you still get a gallon, and you're throwing the same, gallon of water, but you're so shallow in water. That's why you're still moving the same amount of water, but you're only 1 millimeter because your circumference is so big. That's why you know, uh, there's no replacement for displacement. That's the reason. It's because now think if you add your X Max and stuff to something that much bigger, it is capable of throwing a lot more water, right? It's like,
But it's
oh,
really
even if you
just,
only
but Paul, it's really just infrasonic. That's what they're trying to push because that requires
yeah,
so much more energy. So I think
yeah,
the whole point of you're not getting the tactile experience because that's not what that is made for. It's made for non-tactile. Well, no. I'm lying. It's made for tactile, but that's all it's made for is tactile at a very low frequency where mid bass is lost, right? So you almost
yeah. You're not
need
gonna get that punch that most people associate with like
exactly.
the near field, where it's that they're probably it's not gonna be the same.
So
Because yeah,
yeah,
you
so if
could
you said
just
that
get
was
some.
missing, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
that's
could get
why
some
it's missing.
12-inch woofers, and again, that's what a lot of people don't realize. That punch is way higher in frequency than what people think,
Yeah.
But
There's a lot of geek going on here. Sorry, guys.
No,
I
you're
know,
good.
man.
We're glad. I'm happy that you joined. So, Jermaine, one question I have for you, getting back
Yes,
to your
sir.
besides the Kaleidoscape, what do you see? Do you see any future upgrades? I know you talked about that you had a projector and then you went away from it. What?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Tell me why you went away from the projector, and then also any future upgrades if you besides the Kaleidoscape if you have any.
Yeah, I went away from the projector because it seemed washed out compared to a TV. So yeah, that's I
absolutely.
just yeah.
So you like
And
that?
and
You
plus
like that OLED
plus
black?
your throw
Yeah, I like
distance,
OLED.
yeah, your throw
Well,
distance may not be as unless you were in a different area, but
yeah. So with the I had on the different wall, which it's in the basement,
gotcha.
which is maybe like 30 feet. I could have
Oh
set
yeah,
it up.
you could have gotten
Yeah,
the whole
but
wall projected.
but I
Yeah.
just but it was just too. I'm like, it was just too dim. Like the color
Yeah, if you're
wasn't
watching with
compared to
any
yeah,
lights on, yeah, at all,
yeah,
you definitely
yeah. I
would.
mean, the light,
Oh,
yeah, it's
projector. You said
completely
you
dark.
had an Epson,
Yeah,
right? An Epson projector prior.
Yeah,
yeah. It was an Epson. Yeah,
Epsons do not have. They're more made for watching. Now you have to generally get a higher gain screen, but watching during the
yeah,
day. But it's
yeah,
the perceived dynamic range of it's not like a JVC where
yeah.
it gets to that closer to the black level.
Black level.
Um,
Yeah, and
yeah,
you
that a
can't go
lot of
wrong with an
people
OLED.
like. Yeah, yeah, I have an OLED in my game room, and it's
Yeah.
I
And
like
I'm
the
sorry if
OLED.
Jermaine, if I missed it, apologize.
Yes.
What Epson did you have?
I don't remember. I had it for maybe 15 days. It was from Best Buy. and I brought it back. It was like maybe 4 years ago. I don't remember.
Okay.
So,
And did you have a
but
screen and all that stuff, or were you just shining it on the
yeah,
wall?
yeah. Well, yeah. First, yeah, I had a screen which I got it from a friend. It was a white screen. I was like, okay, let me just check it out. Then I was like, no, I'm going back to the TV. So you can't
Yeah.
you can't go wrong with OLED. And like I said,
You
it's
can't
a
go wrong with
one
OLED,
man
man.
chair, so I don't need a big screen. I sit 8 feet away from 83-inch.
Okay.
So
That's
Yeah.
plenty. That's plenty.
yeah. So
So, any future upgrades that you foresee besides K-Skate?
mm, I'm thinking about maybe getting 2 more subs,
Okay.
2 more
You can never have too
Perlisten
many.
subs.
2 more
Yeah,
D12. Or are you going to go?
15s. Yeah, the 2 more D15s.
Oh, okay. 2 more
Yeah,
D15s.
so there's
I love
not the
those
215.
D15s. I
Oh
love the
yeah.
D15s. They were like honestly, so the room that I went to in Perlis, and that was the most that I was impressed with because I actually snuck my way behind the curtains and I wanted to
Oh,
see
yeah.
what they were using, and they had two D15s back there, and I was like, damn, yeah, they were
Yeah, so
amazing, man.
yeah, so
Yeah, they
probably
were
two
off
more
to the
subs.
side. Yeah, they were off to the sides behind the blacked out area. Yep, I remember. I checked them out too.
We all stuck. We're all criminals.
Yeah. And they're app control, so I don't have to get out my seat to do anything. And they're linked.
They have
So
their
that's a
own
good thing
DSP
about.
and all that stuff in them.
Yeah, yeah. I think like 10 or more. Yeah, band you could get into it. So
And you're just using your Anthem. Your Anthem, it has 2 subwoofer
yes,
outs.
yep, two separate subwoofer outs. Yeah.
Okay.
So if I
So,
get 2 more sub, it will be a mini DSP, which I have as well.
okay. All right. Yeah,
Mm,
that was
yeah,
my next question.
I'm a fan.
Okay. I'll go to the 90 with four
Yeah,
outs.
the 90 has 4 outs, correct. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've heard people say that there's a big difference between the 70 and the 90. And I've heard people say that there's not, right?
I thought it
So,
was on the
Yeah.
musical side of it. People say
Yeah, that's
if you're
yeah,
into
that
two
yeah,
channels, that the DAX and
yeah.
everything is more.
Yeah,
That's what I
according to
heard.
Anthem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I
the
called them,
anthem.
asked them as well. So they say, yeah, you listen to music critical. I was like, no. He's like 70's fine.
Yeah,
Just
oh,
missing the other two sub out. So that's about it.
very good.
yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. And maybe a new TV if I could find something to do with this one.
You're going to go bigger or are you going to stay the same size?
Yeah, same size. But unless I'm not spending $20,000 on a 88-inch 8K LG.
Yeah.
So
Was a 90. I think they have a 96, right?
yeah,
96.
96. Yeah.
You might as well wait for all those 100 plus. But I don't see any OLEDs. There's no OLEDs above the
Soon.
100 yet, right? Maybe
There,
in
there's
Yeah,
another year,
97
2 years.
is the
Nine,
biggest.
Yeah,
97 is the biggest.
97
the
or
biggest.
98? I thought there was 98, but yeah,
No,
somewhere around there.
No,
no.
I'm
Ninety
talking
LG,
five.
about
yes, they have
anything
that
above
M.
100. I don't
Yeah,
think there's anything above
yeah,
100. So just yet.
no,
yeah.
not
Go,
for
So they have
OLED.
go.
that M
Mini
series.
mini LED is the next best
Yeah,
thing.
Well,
But
yeah,
you're too
micro.
close. 8 feet is too close for all that, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even if I went micro LED, in order to even get a 4K, it has to be like 160 inches. That's be 4K for the micro LED.
No, I think you're on point with the OLED, brother. I think you eight
Oh yeah,
feet, 83 inch. I think you're on point, brother.
yeah, yeah,
I'd be doing the same thing, man. I'd be right there with you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the
So,
seating distance. I like my 150 inch with my Epson 6050 for my
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
video.
you're also a nut, though, dude. Come on
Because
now.
you're
Yeah.
sitting 12 feet, right, Paul? How far are you sitting? Is
I
it
sit
10?
at 14,
14?
2
14
feet
feet.
away,
Oh, 14's good.
15 feet if I'm
Leaning
if I'm
back.
actually,
lean back.
leaning back in.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's a little bit of a distance. So
you could always go to
that's not bad.
TCL 115 inch.
From an
yeah,
OLED?
yeah, I could,
From an
but
OLED,
No,
no.
no.
well, I mean,
Nope.
immersion.
Heck no.
Yeah, but quality as well. Like,
Heck no.
yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
I
Yeah.
think dude's
the
on point with
LED,
the
man.
83.
Yeah.
Dude's on point with the 83 inch. He's on
No.
point.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll take the OLED any day, man. Because
Yeah.
that's just
I
gonna
don't.
be
I don't even
way.
have an OLED. I don't have one in the house yet. I still.
Really?
I thought you
I've never
did.
had an OLED.
Really? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still.
I
Duh.
have T. Yeah.
So
I
my
have
No.
my
four
TV that I
TVs.
use in my living room is the Sony E900. So it's
Don't go OLED then, man. Because I'm telling
so
you, once you go
So
OLED,
once you
it,
go,
it doesn't matter what else you go to. Black levels are they don't compare. I mean,
It'll
it's
mess
the
you up.
it'll
It'll
mess
me-
you up
I have
really bad.
4K monitors and stuff like that. So I know what
oh, if you have an OLED 4K monitor, yeah. But
So I do.
But
I
I
do
mean,
like.
your phones are OLED, a lot of them, and but it's just not the same as seeing a big, 50, 65-inch screen that has true black levels where, there's no, bleeding gray light projecting out of the screen at all, like zero, like it's literally none.
Oh,
It's
I've seen
Nothing.
them.
Yeah.
I've
it's wild.
obviously I frequent Best Buy all the time. I've seen
Well, that's not
I've
seeing them. You're in a lit.
No, they
That's
have
not
them
even
seen them
in
seeing
at
it, man.
Emily's.
they have them in Hellfire mode in Best Buy, man. That's
Yeah,
like
no,
Yeah.
I've
Like
seen
that, especially with the velvet on the wall. Once I turn it on, it just disappears. It's like a
yeah, you
floating
can't even
image.
tell your
Why do
yeah,
you
you
Yeah,
think
can't tell
it's
your
people preface
background.
that I'm going to go to the G4 at the beginning of this show? Right?
Yeah.
Here's how bad it is. So I've got an NZ8 that you can see behind me with this with Stewart 133-inch screen in front of me, and I bought my wife a 65-inch OLED downstairs to placate her for my last upgrade. I wanted to make her happy, and I still go and watch movies
Oh yeah,
down there with
I
her.
watch my
Yeah.
TV shows in my office right here on the OLED because I'm just like, man, this
Yeah,
stuff, especially
it
when
looks so good.
when I'm watching like the old school TV shows that are not necessarily 4K, the OLED just handles it better. It's way
It looks
better.
so good. It looks so good, man.
Yeah.
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 No,
So,
I was
Dermaine,
watching.
all of this to say you did the right thing, brother. I think
Yeah.
you're on
Yeah.
point,
Oh
man.
yeah.
What you
83.
Thank
got?
you. Thank you. Have you guys been watching that new show, Shogun? That's a pretty good show.
Man, I
What
want
is
to
it? I was
start.
wondering about
I
that.
want to start watching it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it's
haven't
pretty good,
started it yet.
Shogun. Yeah, I had
What
no
is that
idea it was a
streaming on?
remake.
I've
What
not
is
Yeah,
it
heard
so
of
I
it.
streaming
know
Oh
it's
on?
a
yeah,
remake.
from
Yeah.
the 60s. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really old,
Oh
man.
yeah. Well, yeah.
I
But
just
yeah,
want
this
it to
one's
come
pretty
out.
good.
All right.
I need a Blu-ray. I need the 4K version of it. It needs to come out on
What is it
disc.
streaming on? What do you see Shogun?
Shogun.
On
It's a new
Hulu,
TV series,
on
right?
Disney.
On
So
Hulu.
it comes with, yeah. So I have like Disney Plus for the kids, but you also get Hulu and ESPN. So you watch it on Disney.
Okay.
Well,
It
through
says
Disney.
Hulu.
It's
Check
on
it out.
Hulu, but
Yeah, it's
yeah,
on
yeah.
Hulu.
It says Hulu, but I guess I go through the Disney app, so that's a good picture. I don't, I
I
You
can't
can
love
watch
my
it.
complain.
All
martial
right.
art movies, man.
So you can
I'm
watch
Huh?
it
from
on Disney and Hulu.
I'm from Brooklyn,
Sorry.
so from New York
Oh,
as
you from
well.
Brooklyn? Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
live in Staten Island. Yeah, we're in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Well, I'm in Florida now, but I grew up in
Oh, in
Bed-Stuy,
Florida.
East New York, and in
Oh,
East
okay. Yeah,
Flatbush.
I grew up in Queens in Far Rockaway by the
But
beach.
everybody know you go to 42nd Street back in my day anyway.
Yeah,
All the
40.
kung
Yeah,
fu movies
still.
were down there.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
they have like
See
five.
that?
They don't even look the same. They had like
Oh,
5 or 6
yes.
theaters all showing kung fu movies all day
Full
long.
movie. Yeah,
Yep.
that was the Friday night back home in Jamaica. Like that's what we
Yep.
did. Like
Kung
Friday night,
Fu.
kung
We
fu
did Kung
movie.
Fu and Indian movies. I could sing
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
Indian song in every Indian movie. Never been to
Listen,
India.
listen.
Yeah, we go
Those
there
new Indian
for
Bollywood
$3. You get
action
like 3 or 4
movies.
movies back to back. You've been
Oh,
there all
okay.
day.
Yeah. Oh,
You know.
I mean, well, I mean, it was different price when I grew up. I'm from '82. Charging more than $2.
Yeah. Well, I'm born in '60, so I mean,
Okay.
so this is probably back in the '70s when I was doing
Yeah.
it.
When you
But
had the
Okay.
red and black lumberjack with a hat to match. Old school.
Although speaking of that movie, did anybody watch anything this week? I mean, you actually
No,
using
it's
all this
Dune.
home theater
I know.
stuff?
My projector
The
did not
Dune
come on
2.
this week.
I watched. My
Yeah.
son came over and we watched The Accountant with
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Ben
one.
Affleck. That's Ben
Yeah.
yeah,
Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually a good movie. And I was
That's a
Yeah.
good movie.
Yeah.
surprised
It's,
those
it's good.
gunshots, man.
Yeah.
Hearing those
Oh
things,
yeah. When
you
you're shooting
know.
the melons on the farm, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Especially
Yeah,
when you have those near fields, man. You feel them then. You're like,
yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
I like that.
Mm.
But he
So
had some kind of, I don't know what it was, some kind of pump shotgun or whatever. And my wife was like, what, because it was hitting so hard. She was like, "What the heck is that he's shooting?" And my
Yep.
son is like, "That's them subwoofers that's shooting."
So,
Yeah.
Jermaine,
Yep.
any plans for and Paul, we'll get back to your question in 1 second. Uh, any plans for any room treatments or anything like that?
Yes, definitely. So, like I said, I ordered the like my posters right here,
Hmm.
and I bought some insulation from Home Depot the other day. So I'm going to pick up some, get some measurements after the posters come in. Then I'll put them up after. I'll make my
Okay.
own panels. Yeah, it's cheaper,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can't
Oh
beat
yeah.
it. Yeah. So
That's how I made all mine. If you can see in the background here, I've got
yeah.
I've got
Okay.
movie theater treatments. I made all of them myself. So, Ike, please give him my information. I'm happy to help you out, brother. There's
Okay.
a
Definitely. Yeah.
yeah, there's a video on Two Guys Tech. I don't know if it's okay to say that. Sorry,
Yeah,
Ike, if it's not.
you got, yeah.
Yeah,
We
Two
promote
Guys
everybody's
Tech.
channels here.
Okay, Two Guys Tech has a video that gives you a site that shows you where to get the posters that are not copyrighted, and they will
Yeah. I've
tell you
seen. Yeah.
the free software to use. They'll give you all the adjustments to make. The downside is the fabric company that they tell you to send it to is out of business because of
Yeah,
COVID.
my fabric design. They live right behind me. They closed down. I just found out, man. I
Yeah,
was like, come on, man. It's
it,
it,
it's un
it's
yeah,
a
it's very
Dallas company.
unfortunate,
Yeah, it's a Dallas company, man. My fabric design. I was like, man, I
but
wish I printed out more, man.
right. But all the rest of that video is 100% legit. It tells you exactly
Okay.
what to do with the designs. All you have to do is find a company that'll print it out for you. But
Yeah.
I
I'm pretty
did
sure
all
I
of it.
could.
I did all of it.
Living in New
I've
York.
got I've got
Okay, that's pretty
Avengers.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Ike will finish that movie tour at some point.
Don't count on it.
But
What's the why?
Oh
You're gonna
man,
have to do
so
your own
I,
tour.
Ike
Revenge
does
that Ike.
theater tours like Don
after
builds theaters, very
I'm
slowly.
sorry, Ike. I'm sorry, Ike. You knew I was
after
gonna do
after
this.
the
You
first
knew
week
I
of
was.
April, I will come
You got
finish
the
it.
pressure on him now.
But
Yeah,
brother,
I
Yeah.
I had to keep busting his whats because he needed to get that Zapiti video out, and he finally put it out. So now that you put him on blast, Eric, he'll get it done now.
yeah, I'll get it done.
all right.
You
But
know.
anyways, so aside from the comedy, Dermaine, hit me up, brother. I'm happy to
Yeah.
help you. I
All right.
built all of it,
Definitely.
man.
All right. I will definitely.
Damn.
So,
Now I need a drink. I need more drink.
Oh
I,
man.
I'm
I,
laughing so
I,
hard over here. I just missed my mouth from drinking water.
I
Uh,
love you, dude. I love you. I'm sorry. I love
No,
you.
it's all good, man. I understand, man. I'm just
You
The
got to
man,
put
we'll
that
get
pressure
it
on
you
out,
him.
and
you
we'll
pick on
get.
the ones that you like,
I know,
Otherwise, you're
right?
just like, yeah, whatever.
Now we got to get the best qualities, So some of the B rolls we got wasn't the best, so that's just been the challenge, right? It's just
Yeah,
go back out there, and I got to drive an hour and get there, and then we'll knock it out. But I got you.
yeah. The hour drive
just put a
sucks. I get it.
GoPro on. That's it, and walk around.
No, I actually did. I have a drone that I brought into the room, and they've gotten so stupid smart that after like 15 minutes, I was flying a drone around in my room, and the quality of those drones is crazy.
Yeah, it's
Like it
crazy.
was dim. It is crazy because like you do your phone and it's dark as hell or grainy or whatever, but you do a
Yeah.
drone and it's just live. So I sent a video to Ike. I was like, "What about this one?" And it was circling around the room. It was really awesome. and then I went too far to the left, and I hit an acoustic paddle that dropped to the ground. So it was so we're starting over again. We're gonna do
Yeah,
this.
we'll do it. I need to get some proper lighting to, so just to get it. It's my first one. I really wanted to look really great. So we'll
No, we'll
get there.
take our time, brother. We'll take our time, man. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
So,
We'll get
Jermaine,
there.
are you going to M Wave? Or you have any plans?
No, I wanted to, but I'm actually going to take my kids, well, family to Jamaica. So
Okay,
that's
so
that's
you're
the
gonna go back
plan.
to
Uh,
visit family.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yep.
guess if you got to skip him, wave, that's a good reason.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say, what a
Yeah.
bum. You're going to Jamaica?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
speakers versus.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I'd take Jamaica.
What part of Jamaica?
Yeah. Me? Oh, I'm from St. Thomas.
Okay,
Let's
yeah.
say like half an hour away from Kingston.
Yeah.
So I'm on the East Coast.
It's a good joint.
So good
Yeah.
joint.
Hey, Eric, how did you reserve that unfolded circle? Did you just do it from the website? How does it
Yeah,
work?
yeah. You just go to the website and you reserve. It's probably pointless at this point because there was a Jude that did it a couple of years ago in February, and he got his. I did mine in April, and I still haven't gotten mine
You did
invite.
yours in April last year?
No, 2 years. No,
2 years?
yeah, 2 years
Oh,
ago.
okay. Yeah,
And so yeah, it's probably pointless.
yeah,
They're gonna come out, but I
yeah,
mean, sign up. You don't know, but I think they ran out of hardware or something because he got his. I signed up 30 days later than he did. But again, though, with the unfolded circle, you have to have Home Assistant.
yeah.
That's really all it's good for at
Working.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
uh,
what they were saying in that video. If you didn't have Home Assistant, if you're trying just to use the IR commands,
it'll
it's not.
frustrate you. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not good. But if you're using Home Assistant and going through Wi-Fi and RS-232 and stuff like that, then it's a much better system.
yeah. I'm just gonna try the silver button, the X1S or whatever they call it. See what that does.
Garbage. I'm sorry. I've seen
Huh?
reviews. Tony did
Oh,
it.
oh, for real.
I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry. I'm
haven't
sorry.
I haven't watched any of the reviews, so it's good to know. I need
We're
to probably
we're
watch.
so
Don't waste
here's
your
the
time on
problem.
that.
Now,
We're
is it?
also used to harmony, and that's like nothing is harmony. That's the problem. Like they were losing lots and lots of money every day because they had no support money coming in. They were relying on hardware, but they made the best. And we've got nothing now. Legit, like
Yeah, it's surprising that I know nature holds vacuum, but it's surprising nobody has taken that spot from Logitech. Like, what type of trade secret did they use that nobody can figure out?
Just getting all those codes and everything for all this different pieces of equipment. I mean, there's millions of pieces of equipment out there.
Yeah,
You
but
I
I
think
mean,
I think Logitech was
I'm
around
surprised
so
some
long
former
that
employees
nobody could
haven't
hit that
started
price point.
theirs. Because normally,
so
some guys who worked on it will go start theirs and stuff like that. Nobody's done that.
so
Nobody can hit that price point.
I
That's
did
why.
I did the Logitech beta. I was in their beta crew for a long time, for years. They lost a lot of money. Like they just didn't have, it was a business model issue. They just didn't have, they were relying on hardware being sold. They had no longevity into that hardware because once the niche crew bought all of that hardware, there was no upkeep. There
Yeah,
was no subscriptions. I would have paid a subscription. I would still pay a subscription
yeah,
to keep my harmony relevant, but they didn't do that. They had no business model that kept them legitimate for a long period of time. It was just buy my hardware and we will keep it going, and that's just not a business model that's going
Yeah,
to keep it
yeah,
going.
you should, at minimum, even if you don't want to do the subscription thing, sell like, okay, we have all the upgraded
Sell
packages
some
and
modules,
models
yeah.
and icons so you can add.
Yeah, here's this sequence. Buy it for $1.99, or
Yeah,
here's
something.
this.
Yep.
You know, if you have
Yep.
X, Y, and Z, here's
Or
this.
here's the integration for this one particular thing. And shoot, you could even, you know, have the market, you know, do that's what a lot of open source. You allow open source with the, hey, whatever you do, we're gonna take and sell. And
Yeah,
now,
but I mean,
but and your DIY
Logitech is a big
community
company,
can
though.
still, you know, do it for themselves if they want, you know.
But big
Logitech is a
companies,
big company, but I guess they just shut down that arm of the company. That's it.
Right.
It wasn't
Mhm.
making
it was
money.
just not a good. It wasn't a good model. So going
Yeah,
back to what Paul said, this is why I registered and I'm purchasing an Unfolded Circle. It is open
open
source.
source, open. Yeah,
Yeah, it is open to the
that
community,
always
and that's
helps.
why I did it.
That
That's why
helps.
I'm gonna purchase it 100%.
Whenever it comes out after 2 years, we're gonna be done with your home theater video before you get it.
Possible.
Oh, probably. That's probably true.
Maybe mine might be done at that point too.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. I would ask what Don watched in his theater, but he watched Drywall Dust Collect. You know, so
That's so.
I was gonna ask what, you know, we all talk about the gear, but does anybody ever actually watch movies? You know, now I
I had
don't
the
get the
same question.
opportunity every
Yes.
week. I don't watch. Sometimes, you know, I got other things like I'm camping, motorcycle riding, whatever. I have other hobbies, but has anybody watched something recently like this week?
I haven't even turned
Yeah.
on my projector this week, man.
I actually went to the movie to see the Bob Marley movie.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
yeah, I
I
went
did
and saw
see
that
that,
as well.
man.
Nice.
I went
Yeah,
and saw
and
that.
How was that?
yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
I mean, speaking from
You're
someone from
Jamaican,
Jamaica,
man. It's not gonna be
exactly.
good. It's not gonna be good enough
I'm
for
like, you got an
Jamaica.
English
It's not.
guy, like really, like, but it was okay. Okay, it was okay,
Yeah.
but I expected more, especially
So
I
was it
expected
like
more.
a biography, or was it like a Bohemian Rhapsody? What was
Yeah,
it?
biography, so yeah, that's explain what is Bob Marley's life.
So what
Okay.
were you underwhelmed about it, or what did you get
Okay, so
without, you know, obviously giving up the storyline, or, you know, for people?
okay, it was an English actor playing, and his accent. I'm like,
Yeah,
it,
it's
it, it's just like
it's like
really.
when Idris Elba is trying to
Gotcha.
act a Nigerian
Yeah.
role in a movie, and he's trying to talk
Exactly.
Nigerian. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, you could have
Yeah,
find an
now
actor from
everybody's gonna
Nigeria.
think that's what
Like,
Jamaicans or whatever sound like. Like, wait,
Exactly.
what?
It was as far from it. I'm like, okay, but
Okay,
it
got
was
you.
okay.
Yeah. And sometimes
And
there's
Like
for
things
that,
like that
like
would.
Tom Hanks playing the Last Samurai.
yeah, or like me playing, like
that's
a cowboy in a cowboy role and trying to be a western.
Well,
It
you do
doesn't
live in
work.
yeah.
Texas. I could see you in some spurs and boots.
Yeah, but I can't sound
That's
Oh,
that's your
I'm not
after
gonna
oh,
start
what
hours
was that movie
sounding
channel,
that way.
called?
Don. What you guys do
Blazing
on that
Saddles.
channel? Leave me
Ike,
Blazing
out.
Saddles.
Blazing Saddles. Ike, the
Y'all
Black
killing me
Cowboy.
right now. Y'all
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh my
What's the
god.
rapper's name? The cowboy rapper. I forgot his name.
Oh, don't even go there. Nah,
Oh,
I'm not
don't,
Nas
don't,
X.
Lil Nas.
Oh
Lil
no, we're
Nas.
good.
don't
Lil
even
We're
go
Nas.
good.
there.
Yeah,
Lil
Lil
We're
Nas.
good.
Nas.
We're
I
good.
mean, that was a good song.
Don't even go there before we end the show.
It's over. We killed it.
Yeah.
Don's gonna or Ike's gonna have a
The
But
button that
movie,
just posts
the movie
technical
wasn't what I
difficulty.
expected.
I know,
You
right?
know, I expected more, like you
Kicks
said,
everyone off.
but
yeah,
I still enjoyed it.
yeah,
For what it
it was
was.
okay.
Yeah, for what it was.
No, I think it will be a good movie, but I understand where he's coming from, right? It's you're watching it, so much about it, right? So you're watching it
Yeah,
from a Jamaican watching
perspective.
it, it's a different perspective.
Perspective.
And you
Yeah.
get that same perspective from a lot of people that read the books of movies that are made too, right? Like the Harry Potters,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the All the big books that were out, the Hunger Game books, they all say that they don't live up to the books.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean, you only got a
There's
certain
certain
amount.
things you can't get past, and I'm that way, like in some movies, right? Where I'm like, okay, yeah, it's like it's been done before. I could see what's coming, blah 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 blah, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, but
I
I will
tend
say,
to.
so I watch.
I mean, it's like having an
Sorry.
American James Bond, right? Having an American play 007. It just wouldn't,
oh god,
you know,
yeah,
Yeah.
it just
it
doesn't
just,
work.
no matter how good the movie is, right? It
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
wouldn't sit right.
no, it
That's
doesn't. Yeah,
that
yeah.
simple. No matter how
Yeah.
good the script is, it's just going to be like an American 007. Why?
Yeah.
Um,
So I'm gonna throw us all off and just say, last weekend I watched Freud's last. What is it? Freud's last session. Freud's last session. It was really good. I enjoyed it. It has Anthony Hopkins,
Hmm.
yeah.
but yeah, it's
That
not
came
our
out
hot.
last. It came out last year, right?
Yeah, came out last year. It was a good movie. So this weekend, I've already told the wife we're watching the original Code 8 that came out on Netflix a while back. Code 8 Part 2 came out, so now we're gonna watch that. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
sci-fi.
Yeah. I started
Chuck,
watching,
what
but
about you?
then
You
I had
just
to go.
spent $600 on movies. Did you watch anything in your
Yeah.
theater?
Yeah,
He
I
wa-
just mentioned. I just
Yeah, he said
mentioned
he
we
watched
just
the
watched.
he watched them
accountants.
download.
He watched the
We
accountant.
watched The Accountant,
So he watched them
and
download.
I still.
Oh, you watched an older movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Watch
what I've
what?
been
I
watching.
missed
I've
it.
been
I missed
watching.
it.
He said
What
he
did you watch?
watched them download. He watched the movie
Yeah, yeah,
download in
yeah.
the
I thought he was
closet.
watching him download. I was like, did he actually watch the movie?
No, no, I actually watched a couple of movies, but for some reason, I watch a movie and a day or two later, I go blank on what I just
I'm the
watched.
same way. I literally have to go back and be like, I know I watched a couple things, but what did I watch?
Yeah, that's the
And
same with
I was
me.
like, oh yeah,
I watched a couple of things, and
okay,
Yeah. I
yeah,
noticed also a lot of people with home theaters that even on live stream demo. I was like, do you even watch the movie? Oh,
Yeah.
demo this scene. I'm like,
oh
do you even
yeah.
watch the entire movie?
yeah,
Yep.
A lot of people don't. Just like, oh no,
I
I haven't seen it, but
watched.
I know the scene.
Yeah, I
yeah,
watched the new Aquaman, the Lost or the
yeah.
latest.
Yeah. It was a
I
waste of
watched
money.
that.
Guys.
I was underwhelmed with that, to be
Yeah,
honest. Like it
it
was,
was a
it
waste
was a
of
good
money.
action movie. It was great, but it was nothing new. Like you could just see what's gonna happen. Like there wasn't anything at all. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be like super puzzling Westworld. Like oh, I want to have this puzzle in my brain. But it was just like okay, yeah, it was
I mean,
too fast
That's
paced.
that's all of
Spider
Marvel.
Spider Man I
Marvel
can deal
DC
with,
Yeah,
but
stuff.
living underwater, like I don't know,
yeah.
man.
But the thing that I did, I also watched Wonka, which was surprisingly good. I was like,
Yes,
oh,
yes,
that
it's
was
good. My
a
kids
really good
enjoy that.
movie.
Yeah.
I was like, that's really
Wait,
entertaining. They
I
didn't try
I
can't
to
was
do
do
it.
wondering about that
anything.
I
movie.
can't
That was
do
a
it
good
because
movie.
I grew up with the original Wonka. Here's the
Hmm.
problem I've
Yeah.
got. I mean, if you look at Wonka as a standalone, it's a good movie. It's a good
Yeah.
movie. You compare that to the original Wonka, nah, bro.
Now, when you
I
say Wonka, you mean the original Willy Wonka,
Charlie,
yeah,
the
the
Wonka
Charlie
chocolate?
original
Spector.
Willy Wonka and the
Mm,
Chocolate
in the
Factory.
Okay.
Chocolate
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Factory. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I've
this
got
one was
both.
pretty good.
Yeah, I grew up with that. I mean, I'm not Chuck old, but I'm probably the oldest.
Oh hell! Oh, just shots fired. More shots fired.
I
Oh
meant
man.
I'm not Chuck
Hey,
experience, but
hey, Chuck,
I've
to
got
show the
lots of
K-scape. That's
experience.
all, Chuck. To show the K-scape.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
there
it.
you go.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Y'all are
But
wild.
I
Y'all are
liked
wild.
it for what it was. It was a decent movie, and I'm not even into musicals or anything like that. But yeah, I liked it. It was a really good movie. But yeah, if you're trying to, they didn't do anything too outlandish to me. But yeah, I didn't necessarily go along with the whole, original series as far as like why and how he ended up so secluded. They didn't necessarily answer that, and I'm just assuming everyone's seen the original one,
Yeah,
but
they made it for this generation.
yeah,
So
exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep. It was a
So,
good movie. It was a good movie. So what
but
about
yeah,
you,
I
dog?
get it. Yeah, I
I
mean,
watched.
there's
I
some
watched.
movies I love that other people are like, I'm not that like that's not that. I don't even like that one, you know.
I think
So
all of the newer generation though loved it. And
yeah,
that's what they were going for. I think all the newer generation and bring them in. We need more movie
yep,
enthusiasts.
yep,
By
yep.
all means, bring them in.
One of my favorite movies, which isn't even that amazing or cool of a movie, I just kind of like some of the scenes and stuff like that, is Romeo Must Die.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I like that
okay.
was a good one too.
you know,
Yeah,
I mean, there's certain things about
Jet
that
Li.
where and then there's certain things in that movie that I really relate to. Um,
I think that had DMX and
yeah,
I forgot the other guy who he used to be a lot heavier comedian.
Oh,
Um,
Anthony Anderson.
Anthony
Wes
Anderson's in
Anderson,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. I
Yeah.
just like that movie. Like that's one of my top 10 favorite movies. Just
yeah,
don't know
Yeah.
why. It's just something that that's just a regular action movie, you know? I mean, there's
yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
super
I,
amazing
I,
Who's
about
in
it.
that? Is that Jet Li? Who's
Yep.
the
Yeah.
Jet
yeah,
Li
Jet
yeah,
Li?
Yeah,
Okay,
Jet
I'm
Li.
thinking of
Jet
the
and
Li,
right.
yeah,
Aaliyah, rest her soul. Yeah. And I
and
think
Aaliyah,
Jet
yeah.
Li, Aaliyah was
My
on there.
my favorite line in that movie is whenever they were sparring the brothers, and then he was like, "Oh man, prison made you soft," and then he pulls out the fact that he pickpocketed him with his sunglasses, and he goes, "Prison doesn't make you soft," and I was like, "Hell yeah!" I was like, "Yep, that's amazing right there." That's my one
And
of my
that's
favorite
something
scenes.
I really want to do is, well, I've been going back and buying a lot of old school movies that I grew up watching. Even though they're all on Blu-ray and many of them will probably never get a 4K, but it's good to finally be able to watch some of them in the proper surround
Yeah,
setup. Like I always grew up watching Western movies, and boy, I've been buying them all up, just old school Westerns, and I'm gonna really sit back and just watch them. Now, try to watch them on the projector screen is wild. That's like 720p that you're trying to project.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. There's only so much upscaling we
There's
have
only
right
so much
now.
video
Yeah,
upscaling you could do.
Ike is all Texas now. What is up, Ike?
No,
All Texas. Just
I,
getting westerns
no,
and
I grew up. I mean, growing up in Nigeria, I watched a lot of
Yeah.
Western, Indian, and
Indian. Yeah.
kung fu movies. That's really all we had as
Yeah. That's all. Yeah. That's
movie
all we had as
imports.
well.
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
So yeah,
yeah.
Wow.
I got a lot of people coming over to watch stuff with me, so I've been watching more of the older stuff or stuff I've seen already. Like we just watched also Ready Player One. I watched that again because that's what other people want to see, And I wanted to show off the sound in that first scene,
Yeah,
But
just playing the race scene. That was the scene I was referring to earlier that we've all seen 100 times. Playing the
yeah,
one scene, we're good.
yeah, that
but
is
we
definitely,
watched the whole
and
movie though. Yeah,
that is so nostalgic that like the movie itself, like it's a good movie, but there's just something about the nostalgia of that movie that I love. I have a hard time demoing that because I literally that's a movie that if it starts, I can watch the whole damn thing.
Yep.
Every
Hell
I
yeah.
probably have watched that start to
You
finish.
see, they're coming out with a second one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
start to finish probably 15 times in my theater.
they're coming out
Yeah.
with a second. What's
Ready
that
Player
one
2.
name?
Yeah,
No,
Ready Player Two.
Alita, the
Alita
Battlefield.
Battle Angel.
Battle Angel. I heard that's really good. The demo
Yeah.
also.
But they're
Oh,
coming out with a
Alita
new one, a
Battle
part two.
Angel
Yeah.
is
Second.
Battle
really
Angel.
good. It's not
Battle
one of
Angel.
my top 10 movies as far as like, but I love that movie. It should be in one of my
Yeah,
top 10, but
Yeah, I was
yes,
gonna
I
say,
love
Paul.
that movie.
Yeah, it's got some crazy demo worthy scenes in that movie, Paul. It really does. It's awesome. And
Yeah.
Don, going back to your comment about books and stuff, the Ready Player One book, crazy. Nothing like the movie. Got to read the book. It.
Oh, really?
I'm not a reader. I'm not, I'm not a reader, and I read that book. It's crazy, dude. It's a good book.
Is some
Well,
of the ones that I picked up South Pacific. I love
Oh
that.
hell yeah!
Love
they have
that
the other
movie.
movie
That's what
called
I'm
The
talking
War
about.
Immortal
Power,
Machines, I think. That's pretty good as well.
the War
Like
Wagon.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
That
got a
that that
couple. I
Immortal
just got a
Machines.
couple. Let me see what I got here. Let's see.
the Far Country. It's another
That's
classic Western that I
Oscar
got.
Hammerstein that they made
Oh, that Training Day is a good
Oklahoma.
one. 4K.
Yeah, Train
Tombstone.
Day is pretty good.
So
How about
yeah.
Seven
Oh,
Brides
I
for
love
Brothers?
Tombstone. Tombstone, that's a fantastic. That's with
Oh,
Val
that's that
Kilmer and
Whiplash
Kurt
with the drummer,
Russell.
With
right?
Doc Holliday,
Yeah.
Kevin
Mhm.
Costner.
Yeah,
Val Kilmer and all that. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
that's.
Whiplash. I love Whiplash also.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, one movie I'm interested to see. I'm not sure how it does because I'm not sure what the soundtrack is, but Mr. and Mrs. Smith when they're shooting up the house.
Oh
I,
yeah.
Okay.
I've not tried to demo that yet to see what it sounds like, but I doubt once I get the theater put together, I'm gonna try to see what that sounds like.
that's Tom
That was,
Cruise, Angelina Jolie, right?
Yeah.
no,
No.
no,
Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
Brad
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 Pitt.
Pitt.
Brad
Sorry,
Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Brad
Brad
Yeah,
Pitt.
Pitt. All right,
yeah.
Good
I
job.
tell you, I've already got a theater room, so I'll let you know, Don, how it sounds before
Heck
your
yeah.
your theater room is
You know,
done.
they shoot up the whole house at the end.
I'm
But do
So
just
you
talking
have
I don't
the
want
smack.
to spoil it
kaleidoscope
in case
so you can get
somebody
the
else.
full better sound? You need the kaleidoscope.
Oh,
I heard that from
Oh
Chuck.
damn!
Yeah.
Just I was about to say I'm talking trash,
we
but
we
Paul's
have to
all
ask
over me,
Chuck.
dude. That's
Yeah, that's what I do, man. I probably pick on myself too. Uh,
oh, Fight Club. That's
man.
oh, come on now.
I haven't seen that in a while,
That's my daughter's one of my daughter's favorite movies is Fight Club.
man.
Yeah, I
You
haven't
know.
seen
I
that
don't
in a
know. I
minute.
don't know what you're talking about. I never talk about that.
Yeah, that
Oh
was a pretty
man,
good movie, Fight Club.
Yeah,
uh,
my daughter loved that movie.
I was watching
It has
Saving
so
Private
many
Ryan the other day. That's pretty
intricacies
Oh,
good.
that
I
you
heard.
know.
Yeah, Saving Private Ryan is awesome for
oh, I just watched that a couple
Yeah.
of weeks ago. It's a crazy
that.
good
It's a
movie.
DTS mix too, right? Yeah,
Mix. Yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah.
if you use Neural X and you upscale that, it's like the upmix or whatever. It's that beach scene. It's ridiculous, dude. Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
actually rattled my side sconce free. I had to reattach my side sconce after listening to that beach scene one time. It rearranged the DNA of my light. It's
Well,
ridiculous.
once Ike gets the theater tour done in like
Uh,
3 or 4 months, we might be able to know what type of equipment you have in there.
Yeah, we'll check it out. We'll check it
his
out.
theater is
Yeah,
really it's
stop
really
So
screwing
Don,
with
what
good.
Ike.
speakers?
It's
See,
really
Mark,
really
what
good.
speakers you using?
every week, so I got to dish it back out a little bit now.
Hey,
no,
yeah, it's only fair. It's only fair.
no,
no,
All
Yeah,
right,
my
continue
speaker's down
we're
watching.
at
here.
I'm gonna check out.
two and
I'll
a
continue
half. Yeah,
watching, but
Chuck, we're getting ready to jump off right now. I'm going to do the
yeah.
sign out. So, you guys that are on
All
the
right,
show,
guys.
thank you for joining. Hang on, so we can talk
hmm
for a little bit right after. But listen, if you guys want to join the fun at poking fun at Ike, Ike, can you share my screen real quick? I just want to show that unfolded circle real quick.
Oh, you want me to
Share,
share your
share that
screen
screen real quick.
after
Yeah.
talking shit to me, man?
Share
All right, hold on.
that screen real quick. And
Oh
join us back here
man.
next week.
Oh, is that
Ike,
Ike?
That's you,
What?
Ike.
Wait, what? Is that
oh,
Ike?
come
Yellow Ike.
on.
Join us
No,
back
That's
here next
no,
yellow.
week.
no.
And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, by all means, reach out to us at
I'm
hometheaterhublive.com.
definitely editing that part of it.
That's
I am
young
not.
Ike.
Oh
I am
man.
not promoting any of that, but okay.
Yeah, Ike probably got more side action on that one outfit than all of us combined. So, as much as you want to poke fun at it.
Ike will be dressed in pink next week on the show. So
He'll be coming in that outfit at M Wave.
No,
I'd
Lady,
wave.
lady
it's
in
for
red, not
hey,
pink.
it's for breast cancer awareness. All right,
Lady,
come on
lady
now.
in red, not pink.
Hey, you know.
All
But
right,
no,
people.
seriously, thank you everyone for joining the show. Appreciate it. Hope to see you at episode 20. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please reach out to us at hometheaterhublive@gmail.com. Once again, that's hometheaterhublive@gmail.com. And if you can, support us by purchasing your tickets using that code HTH. And that way we can put together a nice prize for someone. So thank you. See you next week.
And
Appreciate
thank you
everyone
to
joining the show.
our special guest today. Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.